Well, hey there, Dad and Lovely listeners. Why, it's Dad and Lovely here with the host at the most. It's me, Uncle Ben.
Oh, I didn't see you there. It's me, Hollywood Steve.
Steve, fancy meeting you here.
What?
What are you up to? Do you want to maybe drink beer and talk about a movie?
Yes, all the time.
Since we're both here and we're mic'd up and we happen to have our notes and stuff in front of us.
If a dude's trying to get a date out of me.
That's how you
there
do
you
it.
go. Yeah.
I had some mics set up. Do you want to do a cast?
Yep, let's do this.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Actually, if anybody, I was saying to dude, because it's like, I'm not going to go on a date with a woman because I'm married, but literally, if anybody wants me to be on their podcast, I'll probably do it.
Total
especially if it
podcast
involves drinking beer.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
It's a good start right there. Welcome, listeners, to a special wildcard edition of Dead and Lovely. For those of you guys who don't usually listen to our show, I know we're going to have some Potter files tuning in here for the very first time, popping your Potter cherry over here.
That lets you know kids should shut off now.
Yeah, and done. We are typically a horror movie review podcast that talks about beer and pop culture and bullshit, and we occasionally do a wild card choice.
Yep.
And since the inception of the show, this is our third year running of doing a Harry Potter movie in celebration of the Chosen One's month of birth.
Yeah,
July.
Second week of July every year. We'll continue to do it until we're done with them, I guess.
Yeah, so in today's show, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of bullshit and drinking beer and talking about Harry Potter 3 and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
You
just
said
for
that
you guys.
earlier, and I don't know why. It just cracks
I'm sticking
me up
with
so
it.
much.
I'm sticking with it.
Azkaban. Yeah.
Azkaban. How you been doing this week, Steve Areno?
I've been doing pretty good. I've talked about it a little bit. I've been intermittent fasting for a while.
How's that working out for you? You've done it for a couple of weeks now.
It's going real good. I've been doing it for actually almost a month. And I've gotten to the point where I'm only hungry during the times that I eat for that short 8-hour span.
Getting your beach bod going on, man. Are you trading in your yellow polka dot bikini for maybe a sporty thong or G-string over here?
Yeah. I don't know that anybody would want to see that because it would be all hair.
Hey, our listeners can't see it, but I'm raising my hand.
All right.
Look out.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while now, and I'm really digging it. And I've actually been losing weight. I've already lost like 15 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And that's like all you've changed, is that?
Oh, well, I also started working out.
Oh.
Yeah.
And doing speed.
Oh, yeah. I also do meth now. It's great, guys. You'll lose so much weight. You'll never be hungry. And you'll feel like a rock
you get
star.
so much done.
Feel like you got a rocket up your ass.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So, like, what is your energy and starvation level like in the mornings? Because I imagine...
Oh, it's great. I feel great in the morning. I drink black coffee. I drink cold brew. It's too hot.
You're too cool for hot coffee.
No, it's just too hot in general.
It has been
90-something degrees
in Tennessee. We took a walk at like 10:30 at night last night. And it was like
still
90
hot.
degrees.
It's the worst, yeah.
Brutal.
I just have, I don't wake up until noon. Mm-hmm. So noon to 5, I'm not eating. But I drink some cold brew, get some work done.
Let me ask you. You do a homemade cold brew, or do you get like a Stoke or a Starbucks or something?
My French press broke, so
sorry.
And I want to get a new one, but it would be the second time I've gotten a new one because the beaker thing broke, and I feel like you should be able to buy just the beaker thing.
Part,
so I need to look on Amazon.
Well, let me ask you: do you stir with a metal spoon ever? Because that will destroy them. Okay.
No.
Well, damn.
I use chopsticks.
Ah, yes,
yeah.
Pro move.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I only use like a little wooden spoon with mine because I've also broken like 2 of them because I just grabbed whatever the nearest teaspoon was and just destroyed the fucking thing. Okay, so your French press has been broken, so what are you doing?
So, I'm doing Stoke.
I love Stoke.
I'm a big fan of it.
I fucking love it, man. The Starbucks one, to me, is kind of shitty.
Yeah, it's there's too much acid to it.
It's acidic, right, yeah. And even some of the other ones that I've had, like, I think maybe the Stumptown or something, had a real acidic taste to it, too. Stoke is, like, nice and smooth, subtly chocolatey.
Digging it.
Nicely caffeinated. Yeah. You get the
and you
plain
can just
one, right?
drink it black, and it's actually really good.
Hell yes, it is. It's real good with milk or cream, too, but most of the time, I just rock it black. Yeah. That's like my afternoon coffee. I have my morning coffee, which is like AeroPress with cream. And then my like afternoon coffee is going to be that. Sometimes, though, if I wake up with like just a horrible hangover or I didn't sleep good, I like drink cold brew while I make AeroPress. Like, I need coffee.
Well, you need a lot of
coffee
coffee
so I can make coffee. It's bad. Very bad.
Yeah, I'm digging it. The coffee does help too. It's an appetite suppressant.
Sure.
But then, 5 to 1 in the morning, because I don't go to bed until like 6.
That's grazing hours right there.
I'm still eating less than I normally would, and that I believe is because of the intermittent fasting, that I just don't have the same stomach capacity anymore.
Right, yeah, you got like shrinkage going on.
Yeah, like the other day I made a dish like I normally would have, and halfway through it I was like, I cannot eat that. That is way too much food.
After your feasting hours are over, can you booze after that, or is it a no booze
that's
after
calorie.
hours?
Yeah, so I try to not.
That would be the hard part for me.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's a Friday night and we're doing like the stream-in chat,
yeah,
I will go till 3 because, we're just drinking. I'm not going to sit there sober and watch the giant claw.
Ew.
But yeah, I mean, that's just like a cheat day. It's no big deal. It doesn't seem to affect me at all.
Awesome.
The next day, so.
I know a lot of people that are really getting into it that just say it gives them just a more consistent level of energy, and they don't really have those crashes as much. And like you said, just lose weight crazy fast.
I'm not expecting, it to remain that dramatic. Because, when you first start dieting, and if you're really doing it seriously, you will see some pretty drastic cuts early.
Yeah.
But if you expect it to keep going that way, you get real disheartened after a while. Because after a while, it levels off, and you got to work your ass off to get that last bit off.
I'd be happy just to get that classic Richard Simmons bod going on for myself. Yeah. I'd be happy with that at this point.
What a positive dude. Man.
I know, right?
Yeah. He was on everything back in the 80s, too.
Yeah. Did you ever watch him on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
Fucking hysterical.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh my God, hilarious. Wonder what he's doing now. I think
there's a podcast about him.
Yeah?
Yeah. What Happened to Richard Simmons, I think it's called.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was some nefarious shit going on, but then he sued to, I think, have him take it down. I'm not sure if it's still up. I'm not positive on that.
Oh damn, dude.
Yeah.
Well, bless his heart.
Yeah, good dude.
I'd like to get a pull to that right here. We got ourselves a quality beer already opened up. Just been kind of getting a little bit more to a cellar temp right here, and I'm excited to whip my whistle with this thing right here.
When you pulled this out of the fridge, I was fucking over the moon.
It's called Bud Light Lime.
Yeah, they got the lime already in there.
Yeah, you don't even have to add it yourself.
It's delicious.
I don't know how they did it, but I'm looking forward to trying it.
It's like a Bud Light, but with lime.
Yeah, but with artificial lime flavoring.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a Delirium Red right here.
Yeah, I have never had this. I have had Delirium Tremens, which is a favorite for sure.
Have you had the Delirium Nocturne?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Also really enjoyed that.
I think at one point it was ranked as like best beer in the world.
Yeah,
the
it's
Tremens
so
was,
good.
if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking forward to trying this because it says it's a Belgian ale with cherry and elderberry.
Yeah, and I just got a whiff off of it, and you can smell that cherry.
You definitely can. And it looks kind of like a sparkling wine or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of got a brownish reddish with a little fizz on top. It's an 8%er, but to me, 8% on a Belgian beer is more like 14% of a regular beer. There's something about, I think, the amount of like sugar and herbs and stuff like that in Belgian beers that just take the proof and, really increase it by like 50%.
Yeah, I've never sat down with a bottle of Delirium for myself. You have to share it.
You won't be awake for it. Oh my God, that is awesome.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Whoa.
That's fucking great.
That is...
that cherry flavor is
I'm about to sound
really
real
upfront.
stupidly pretentious, but that is full-bodied.
It is.
Yeah, it's like there's so much going on with it.
Wow. I kind of wondered what this would be like, because I figured with the cherry and elderberry that it'd be like a lot more tart. But it's not actually all that tart. It's pretty sweet and smooth.
It's nice and fruity, smooth, but like it coats your entire mouth with different flavors.
Yeah, and the aftertaste just sticks with you too.
It's perfect too.
Yeah,
Gosh.
The aftertaste is seriously kind of like cherry pie or something like that. But it's still got that like yeasty character that you associate with Belgian beers and stuff too.
Man, way to go!
I am way on deck with this. Because honestly, like. These Belgian type beers are really what kind of got me into beer years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that was some of the first beers I had where I was like, oh my God, they got so much flavor and booze, and I really liked them.
That's absolutely true.
But anymore, it's kind of like usually by the time I'm halfway through one of these bombers, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm ready to go to bed.
Time to go. Yeah.
But God, this is so oddly light and refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh,
yeah,
fantastic.
That's a great summer beer.
No doubt, man. Dang, I really like that a lot. Well, Steve, I've had myself an extremely busy week. It is the week of my birthday.
Yeah.
It's a birthday week. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be like a week or two after my birthday.
Right.
But late June is the week of my birth, and we celebrated and celebrated and celebrated, and I got super slippery wet drunk on Sunday with you and a whole bunch of homies.
Yeah, it was so hot that
yes.
That I think that played into it because I
Absolutely.
think I only had 5 beers, but I just realized that is not true. I had 3 beers while we were at Crafty Bastard.
Oh, wow.
I was drunk as shit. Glad Emily was there to drive.
Yeah, I think that over the course of the day, and it was an all-day thing, because we started with like drag brunch at Rebel Kitchen, which was amazing. And I had like a beer and a shot with breakfast. And then I think over the course of the day, I maybe had like 4 or 5 beers, but I was just fucking shithoused by the end of the day. And it's because, again, most of the places we were drinking had like outdoor seating and walking from place to place. My God, it was so fucking hot outside.
I was so sweaty, and I was a dumbass. I was wearing jeans.
Ooh,
I didn't even think about it.
Right, yeah, you had an ecosystem going on in them drawers. Them trousers had their own climate. So I was kind of wondering, how did I do? Was I too belligerently ridiculous
we were
drunk?
all pretty loud by the time we got to Merchants of Beer, but we were like the only people in there.
Okay,
so,
yeah. Because I look back and I'm like, did I get a little too hooting and hollering, rip-roaring drunk?
There was a lot of talk about Crystal Burgers.
Yeah.
And turns out you've been using white noise to go to sleep.
Listen, this is something I want to just preach to our listeners and recommend, because I had a life-changing nap about 2 weeks ago. What a thrilling subject to talk about is my nap. But I had a day that was super. I had to get up super early. There's a ton of shit to do in the middle of the day. I was just dead on my feet, and I was like, I want to take like a 20 to 40 minute nap. So I went on the Spotify and just looked up white noise. Yeah. There's a ton of white noise playlists on there.
Right.
And it's basically just static.
So you turn it on and it was like, Blue Lives Matter.
Okay,
Lock
here's the thing.
up.
I thought white noise was supposed to be soothing. This was just a bunch of white guys complaining about white people's stuff. I couldn't believe it. Woman's place is in the kitchen.
Yeah. This is white noise.
Why can't I have my gun in here?
That put you out. You felt real comfortable, huh?
Yeah, I think what it is, it soothed me into such a lull because I was like, that's exactly what they would say. I was at ease because there was no unpredictability. It was just exactly what I thought.
We were talking about this at Merchants of Beer for like 30 minutes, I believe.
That Larry the Cable Guy's funny.
White noise.
But I did seriously have a mind-altering, phenomenal nap. I don't think I've ever slept so good.
That sounds awesome.
Life.
Emily also uses white noise from time to time. Actually, she has a storm thing now, where it's like rain and like roll.
Oh, like Storm from X-Men.
Yeah. She comes in with rain and some thunder.
I think that's the opposite of white noise.
I am
Aurora. Wow. Yeah. Amazing.
I don't know how that puts her to sleep. And then the X-Men, the animated series music starts up. Oh,
it's so good.
Dude, that guy, I remember the first time that came on, it was like 92 maybe, or 93.
Something like that, yeah.
Watching that opening, because I think they did a cold open with Morph, and then they bust into that opening, and it was just like, what? This is so exciting.
It's going to kick this much ass?
Yes.
Awesome. That was a weird period where it's like we had this kick-ass Batman cartoon and this kick-ass X-Men cartoon.
Batman, the animated series, still looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, X-Men doesn't look as great.
No, the animation
it's still good.
Is not great. But it did
the
have
stories
like
were good.
All kinds of deep-cut characters from comics and stuff.
Yeah, MODOK's in there.
Yeah, exactly.
They did a lot of... And I believe they were hinting near the end toward some Age of Apocalypse thing, but
I
they
remember
actually
got that. Yeah,
it got canceled or whatever.
That Batman animated is just
it's so good.
The fucking greatest.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy is still...
He's the Batman.
That's Batman to me. Like, I wish that they could find a live action actor that just sounded like Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, because he's perfect.
Yeah, I'd be very okay with that. So we had ourselves just a fantastic, fabulous birthday, and on the actual day of my birth and the subsequent day, I celebrated by watching many a movie.
Awesome. Just chilling, huh?
Approximately 3 movie.
Oh, that is many a movie, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to tell you about them. So just go ahead and snuggle in, tuck in that cold beer over there. Yeah, get all nestled in now.
Okay.
Got your Snuggie on.
Yep.
I watched Mandy.
Oh, yes.
On Shudder the night of my birthday.
So awesome.
Which was an extremely wise choice.
Yes.
Holy shit. Everybody has been telling me now for like a year, you have to watch Mandy. Everybody has been asking me, dude, have you watched Mandy yet? And I just somehow had not got around to watching it. And I don't know exactly why. But, the other night I was like, it's midnight, it's my birthday, we're going to watch Mandy. And put it on, and I was just immediately like, oh yeah, I'm fucking on board with this movie.
Yeah.
It is so much more bizarre and trippy than I thought that it was going to be. It is amazing.
Not knowing anything about it going in, when I watched it, which I think it was about a year ago, it really blew my mind. Almost maybe like 10 minutes into it, where it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah.
And like even the title cards are just like,
weird,
what the fuck? They're like weird like 80s fantasy novel title cards and shit. And the soundtrack and everything is so fucking rad.
Awesome.
Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Caging the hell out of it.
I wonder if he even had a script, or if they were just like, what would you like to do now? And he's like, I want a battle axe. All right, get him a fucking battle axe.
Sounds about right.
And a mound of cocaine.
I mean, half of the movie, dude, and I will say, maybe it could have been a little bit less, but like half of the movie is in fucking slow motion.
Yes.
Because I think for at least half of the movie, somebody on screen is on acid. And so you're just kind of...
They're on all sorts of weird mind
getting stung by wasps and stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's long and it's a slow burn kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a very slow burn.
So engrossing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Like, I can't wait to watch it again. And it was also like weirdly funny.
Yeah, the
fucking cheddar goblin? What in the fuck, man?
Commercial. So fucking weird.
It's bizarre. Truly bizarre. I don't know how to describe it. It's like somewhere like an 80s fantasy meets Hellraiser meets black metal.
Yeah. Isn't it directed by the dude who did Beyond the Black Rainbow?
Yeah.
Mandy is better.
Definitely.
Beyond the Black Rainbow is weird, but worth a watch. But Mandy.
This has a lot more story.
Definitely. Yeah.
And it doesn't have much story, frankly.
Not really, no, yeah.
Pretty simple.
It's a very simple revenge tale,
Yeah. Oh, man. I loved it. I'd love to do it on the show sometime.
Oh, we have to.
Be a good one to cover. So then the next day, we went and saw Godzilla, King of a Monster.
Yeah? King of a Monster.
Yeah, he's the king of a monster. And, it's got old 11 from Stranger Things in it.
It's Vera Farmiga, right?
Yeah, that's right. She's in there. A whole bunch of people in there. Some guy that looks like the American version of Russell Crowe is in there.
Are you talking about Kyle Chandler?
I don't know. I guess so. He's kind of like the main dad in the movie.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. He looks like an all-beef Russell Crowe.
Okay.
So, it's okay. It's pretty good.
All right.
I had heard a lot of people saying that they're like, oh, there's not enough character development in it. There's just too much big monsters fighting.
Isn't that what Godzilla? Yeah.
And honestly, my biggest critique is, could have been dumber. Movie could have been dumber.
That was my biggest critique of the first Godzilla. It was like, it's just too much. I want big monster.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate, what's that one with the
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim. I hate that. But, like, I'm invested in Godzilla. I've known about Godzilla forever. Godzilla, big monster, destroys.
Yeah.
I want that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can put some, like, vague...
If they threw Pacific Rim, though, in with the Godzilla and King Kong universe, I would be all about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Get some giant robots fighting those things?
That's what it needs. The Pacific Rim needs established monsters for me to like it. Because their monsters are just like, I don't know who this is.
Get some brand name.
Is he King of a Monster? Is he from Skull Island?
Yeah. Which monster even?
Yeah.
God.
Anyway. You were saying.
That would be an interesting thing, though, to have some licensed properties interact with the Pacific Rim. Jason versus Pacific Rim.
Yes. John Boyega taking on Jason, but he's in a Jason Yeager.
How about John Wick versus Pacific Rim?
Dude.
Now, that'd be a fight of the century.
If they ever do crossover Fast and the Furious and John Wick, I would be okay with it.
Oh,
John Wick
God.
is like way better level of movies than the Fast and the Furious, but I could see that working really cool.
Dude, The Rock and Jason Statham, and they're like, we got to steal the Jaegers. Oh my God. Fuck yeah. And then they do a big jump with them.
That'd be great.
Big jump.
Hobbs and Shaw is coming out in like August, right?
Okay, listen to this.
Yeah.
So sometime a week or so ago, it was late. We'd just been chilling out and stuff all night, and I was like, I'm going to put on the Fast and the Furious.
Which one? Just the first one? Okay, it's a good one.
It's the only one I've ever seen.
Fast 5 is my favorite, I believe.
Well, here's the thing is like, in my head, they were all just douche bro dude movies. Mm-hmm. But then I know a lot of people whose like movie opinions I respect that are like, oh, they're really fun.
They're
just
super
watch
fun, yeah.
So I finally gave in and I was like, all right, I'm going to watch these again. So I started with the first one, and it was entertaining.
It's entertaining.
It had some really bad, stupid, corny shit. Yeah. Really bad. And that horrible, fucking lame fight scene.
Real
worst
bad.
Fight scene ever.
Oh, dude, it gets so much better. 2 is not great. I would say it's the worst. And then 3 goes into the future for some reason.
Yes.
And doesn't have anybody from the other movies.
Okay.
But then, like, once you get to 4 and then on to, like, 8, they become superheroes. They can do insane shit that nobody could possibly do. And they have, like, an unlimited budget of money. So they're like, let's all have cars and parachute them out of a helicopter.
Why not?
And they do it, and it's
Fuck
awesome.
Yeah. That's getting me even more stoked to watch the other ones.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see those. Good stuff. Okay, so Godzilla King of the Monsters, like I said, it really could have been dumber for me. It kind of seemed like there was a lot of, okay, but we've got to explain how the monster got here and why it wanted to blow up this and why it wanted to fight that other monster and stuff.
Yeah.
Just fucking get with the monsters. That's really all I care about. It was like a 2-hour movie, a little over 2 hours, and it's like not necessary.
Which of the monsters? Ghidorah's in there, right?
Rodan is in there.
Rodan, okay.
And Mothra is in there. There's kind of like glimpses of a ton of other ones too, you know, because it's kind of like these monsters are popping up all over the orb. So hopefully we'll see more of some of those because some of them looked really, really cool.
Yeah.
The best part of the movie was that we saw it at like 2:00 on a Thursday. And so there was us, somebody sitting in front of us, and then like back row of the theater, there was like a little family of people, I guess, watching it. And somebody brought their old Meemaw back there.
Oh boy!
And dude, the color commentary they were running on the movie the whole time was just absolutely hilarious.
I love this.
She was taking this as seriously as though it was like a Meryl Streep movie about nuns or something. You know, like there's this part in there where one of the characters. It's this woman, and she's talking about how, like, oh, you know, we need to let the monsters do their thing and have their turn and destroy the earth.
Okay.
We've been on top for too long, and they've got to, you know, wipe it all down and help raise the earth back up.
Great opinion to have, yeah.
Yeah. And that woman in the back row goes, she thinks she's God. Yeah. Dude, she was taking it so very seriously.
Oh, Meemaw.
Later on, there's a part where like Godzilla takes a big bump and he's down, and Mothra kind of comes to the rescue. And you kind of get the impression that Mothra has like some kind of healing powers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So Mothra like kind of like glides down, like sprinkles some fancy moth dust on him, whatever.
Right, obviously.
And that woman in the back row goes, "That there's his girlfriend." She's helping him out. I was dying, dude. I was like, "This." I'm glad I saw this showing of the movie.
Yeah, they should record that lady and just play it with the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would be amazing is
special Morristown showing.
Yeah, if it turned out that was actual like buried audio in the movie,
that would be amazing.
It just comes from like the rear projection speaker, so everybody in the audience thinks it's somebody in the back row saying this stupid shit.
That's a genius.
That'd be
idea.
Awesome.
Especially if you know you've got a shit movie.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, well, we got to make it somewhat entertaining.
Exactly.
What if we had somebody...
Imagine somebody's mama in the back of the theater running commentary on this. Just bury that in the soundtrack.
They actually should release... Every time they release the DVD, they should have the Meemaw cut.
Yeah.
Meemaw just talks to it. They took his dog. Oh, he's not happy.
He's not going to be happy about that. If The Rock stole my car, I think I'd let him.
I think he's a pretty man.
If he'd let me ride in a passenger seat, it's on. Goddamn. Yeah, we need the Meemaw edition. Yeah. The monster stuff did look awesome. The monster fights were way
the previews,
sick.
They look great, it seems.
One of my favorite things about it, too, is watching it knowing that apparently all the Godzilla stuff was motion capture.
Oh.
So that was a guy like acting like Godzilla.
Which is, I mean, that's traditional Godzilla, a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I liked that about it.
That's cool.
I also just thought it was very amusing thinking about a guy like acting like he's shooting lasers out of his mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Worth a watch. I'm not going to say you have to see it in theaters. Matinee or wait for a rental.
Yeah. I'll wait till it's on HBO, probably.
That night, we went and watched the premiere of Nightmare Cinema, which is a new horror anthology. They were showing it over at Central Cinema in Knoxville, Tennessee, which if you're a Knoxville resident or anywhere in Tennessee, really, go and check out Central Cinema.
Yeah,
it is a
cool little place.
Just like tiny theater, one screen, and they show all kinds of old flicks and new stuff that's limited release. Really, really, really fun. Cool place. Go and check them out and support them. But they were showing Nightmare Cinema, which is a new horror anthology, and I didn't know anything about it going into it, so I was just I
hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah, like I've just seen like some ads on Instagram and stuff for it, and I was like, new horror anthology. I love anthologies. They're showing it on my birthday. Okay, perfect. So just went and watched it. Didn't watch the trailer for it or anything like that. So no expectations going into it. It's about like 5 stories, like 5 short stories.
That's pretty tall.
Yeah, it's getting there. And most of them are like 20 minutes. Some of them are 30 minutes. Something like that. It's okay. I'm not going to tell you it's like creep show level or anything like that. You know?
Not one of the best horror anthologies ever made.
Exactly.
Creep show.
It's not to that level.
Yeah.
Shocker. Yeah. But it had some decent stuff in there. Like it explored some cool themes. And I'll kind of give you just my own little mini review. Mind if I lightly? I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to give you some themes of what I'll be talking about.
That's fine with me.
What's cool about it is that within the 5 stories, they kind of cover the big genres of horror. So, like, the first feature is like a slasher. The second one is kind of body horror. The third one is like possession, demons, exorcism. The fourth one is kind of like a weird paranormal, well, not really paranormal, kind of psychological sort of thing, which is pretty neat. And then the last one is more of a paranormal with ghosts and stuff like that. So it's cool because it's not just doing one thing to death over and over and over. Yeah. You know, it gives you a little bit of variety throughout the whole genre of horror. And the wraparound story was kind of cool too. They got Mickey Rourke to be the projectionist. Basically, like, there's this theater that all these people kind of keep getting drawn into, and they sit down in the seats and see themselves in a movie.
Always some sort of premise. They're coming into a crypt to see what's down there, or they're going to
get some drugs.
Tales from the Hood. Yeah, they're going to go get some drugs from the...
Where's the shit?
Yeah. So, yeah, they're sitting down for a movie.
Yeah, and they, like, see themselves in the movie and shit. So the wraparound idea was really cool. The first story, I'll tell you, the first story in there, the slasher, is fucking awesome. It set the bar maybe dangerously high for the rest of the thing. Because the rest of it was all like, this is pretty good. There's a few that weren't great in there. But the first
it's easy to screw up a slasher, so that's already high praise if you're saying this is a good one.
And I love slashers. Yeah. And it does a really good job of exploiting slasher tropes, while also really kind of toying with your ideas about them too. First segment is fucking great.
Awesome.
The worst part of it was definitely kind of the exorcism possession one. It was just kind of like a mess of like, you could kind of tell somebody had an idea for an entire movie, and they're like,
try to just squash it down into a small...
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, we won't give you the budget to do it, but we'll give you 20 minutes. Do what you can. Kind of felt like that, you know? But overall, like, that's the great thing about anthologies. If there's a story in there you don't like, guess what? In 20 minutes, you get a new one.
You might like the next one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever turned an anthology off.
Yeah,
I don't think
me either.
Like, I'll do it with horror movies all the time, but with an anthology, it's like, well, I give it,
Yeah, well, because sometimes you sit down in front of a movie and you're like, I'm not watching 2 hours of this. Like 10 minutes in, you're like, I'm not watching 2 hours of this. Fuck this. But then, like I said, with an anthology, there's going to be something different coming up in fucking 20 minutes. So
I have seen some completely bad anthologies.
Yeah.
But it's really, really rare because almost always there is at least one segment. Yeah, this beer's awesome.
It's fucking amazing, dude. I just took another sip and I'm like, good God, it's so great.
Almost always there's at least one segment that you're like, yeah, that was cool. I like that.
Definitely. Yeah. It's worth a watch. It's kind of an independent cinema thing, so give them some support and give it a watch. Like I said, that first segment, fucking awesome, man. Cool. And the fourth segment, which is kind of the psychological one, has this cool black and white thing and some really unusual special effects. And it's got one of the chicks from Haunting of Hill House. Okay. I can't remember which one. She's the pretty brunette lady from Haunting of Hill House.
The pretty brunette.
Yeah, that the one I'm talking about.
In any Mike Flanagan project.
Right, yeah. So we watched that, and it was a good time. Had myself just a great old birthday, man. It was a good time. A pretty good time to be 35 in the United States of America.
The big 3-5.
The big 3-5.
Wow, man.
I did it.
I remember those far gone days of 2 years ago. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
What have you been up to this week there, Hollywood Steve?
Okay, so I've been doing a lot of work because I'm working on, been trying to figure out stuff with Meth House Massacre, and that's looking like a further off project than I had hoped. And I've been trying to figure out something that's smaller that I can do. Doesn't require explosions and blood packs because that's a big fucking amount of money, unfortunately. I've also been working on taking my undead class from when I taught a class on the undead and turning it into YouTube videos, and I have 10 file folders full of scholarly articles and chapters from books that I Xeroxed and stuff, and I'm just working my way through them, and I think it's gonna work. I think it's going to be
watch it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things that can be very entertaining while also like actually getting good information out.
Yeah. So you're kind of in the planning phases of that right now.
Yeah, trying to sketch that out. And then I've also been playing Castlevania Aria of Sorrow.
Which one is that?
That's for Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I played a little bit of that. No. I played the one for DS. Which one is that? I can't remember what that one's called.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I haven't played it yet.
And it was cool.
Yeah. Castlevania on NES, I have trouble with because I just feel like the controls aren't right.
Well, it's so goddamn impossible, too. Yeah. Jeez, dude. That's one of the hardest games ever made. Yeah. Boss soundtrack, though.
Yeah, it's awesome. But Aria of Sorrow is a little bit simpler.
Okay.
The mechanics are better. You got a double jump and a slide and stuff like that. So it reminds you of games more like Metroid and stuff, which a lot of the Castlevania games have.
Is it a level-based side-scroller, or is it more of a Metroidvania open map game?
Open map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So you unlock portions and you have to go back to other portions of the map. I love it. It's so awesome.
I mean, that's why I like Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night
my favorite game ever.
It's the best. Yeah. It's the best Castlevania game for sure.
God, I love it. But this is kind of the same deal where you got a huge open map.
Kind of the same deal. Interesting story going down and a lot of cool, creatures you gotta fight.
Nice. They have all the classic zombies and Medusa heads and shit like that.
I haven't seen a Medusa head. It's got stuff like, it does have zombies, definitely, skeletons. It has cockatrice in there.
Okay, yeah.
They can turn you to stone.
Very cool.
There's a bull. There are these little imp devils that are real small, and so they're hard to hit, and they can make you get like confused, basically, where you can't do anything and you're just kind of stuck there. And
just like in real life.
Yeah.
It's
got it's fun. I've been enjoying it, and it's not too difficult, which, when you're just trying to blow off some steam for 10, 20 minutes, you don't want a game that you're like, what the fuck, I hate you.
I know, right? Like, I think that's the thing, is when you were a kid, you're just like, give me something that I can sink my teeth into that's a challenge. And you get older.
Got all day and every day to play it.
Exactly. Yes. And you're not mad about anything else.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a deal when this game pisses you off.
Yeah.
When you're an adult, it's just like, I'm mad at pretty much everything, and I need something to help me relax. It's not going to be fighting the goddamn Grim Reaper.
Right.
In Castlevania 1 for NES.
No, it's not.
That's not going to help you blow off steam.
No fun.
No, I'd probably have a damn heart attack if I tried to play that game now, man.
Yeah.
I remember playing that shit as a kid and just feeling like my blood pressure just spiking, man.
That was a game that, frustrated controller throws and just, I don't like this game. This game cheats.
Yeah, that was a game that you would just be like, it's unfucking fair, But then, of course, you can watch speed runs of people doing this shit.
Yeah, and they do it, like, effortlessly.
Yeah. Was it you that was telling me you saw somebody do a Mario 64 speed run in, like, 6 minutes?
That's the world record right now. It's 6 minutes and something, and 0 stars. all glitches.
I have to watch this.
It's insane. Yeah, there's this YouTube person, Summoning Salt. He does these great videos about speedrun the world record progression on speedruns.
Okay, that's cool.
He has like, the video
great
from
idea
all
for a series.
It's really great. Like, he's real good at it too. So I recommend that even if you're not into speedruns, if you're just into video games and you've never really paid attention to speedruns, this will get you into speedruns.
What was it called?
Summoning Salt.
Summoning Salt. Okay.
He has one video that's entirely about Super Mario level 1-4, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's a 44-minute video.
Jesus.
And it's enthralling.
Wow.
I watched the entire thing just like, yes, right. There's a single little pixel you can glitch through and run through the map. Like, what?
I love that shit,
It's
man.
insane.
I was always really obsessed with trying to find glitches and stuff in those games back then.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, especially like 8 and 16-bit games, they were just not play tested enough.
Right.
Because they didn't care. They were like,
we got to get it out.
Yeah. Well, this is before video games became a multi-billion-dollar industry that like is bigger than the damn movie industry. You know. So these developers would put a title out and be like, it's gonna make $40,000 max. Who cares if it's glitchy?
Right.
But I always love like renting a game or getting a game and just finding weird shit. Like I remember whenever Gran Turismo 2 came out, it was really buggy. It was like a little bit rushed in the development process because Gran Turismo 1 was such a huge hit. And there's all kinds of weird shit. There's places in there where you could like drive off the track and go for infinity and get your car up to like 300 miles an hour and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I just love finding little things like that.
So check that out.
I like it.
We've spent almost 40 minutes talking about video games.
Video games.
This is about Harry Potter, damn it.
Damn it all. How was that stream the other night?
Oh man, it's so fun. We watched Dave Bechet's suggestion, The Giant Claw.
How's that? I don't know what that is.
It's a 1950s B movie that is not good. It's
shocker.
It's real bad, but it looked nice because the YouTube's upload that we found was definitely Blu-ray quality.
Nice. You don't find those often.
Yeah. But the bird-ish thing, pterodactyl, whatever, it was like, just looked like a big goofy fucking bird with dead eyes. And it didn't flap its wings when it flew. It was just like this, like a paper mache bird.
All right.
And there was a whole lot of exposition and a ton of science talk. And it was just ridiculous. It was fun. I mean, it was fun to make fun of it.
Sounds all right.
Yeah. And then we watched Final Exam, which is one I talked about maybe a couple episodes ago that my wife and I watched.
You said it's got some really like shocking modern shit in there.
Yeah. And people who didn't know about it were very, very much surprised when it happened. So again, I'll recommend Final Exam just specifically for one moment, but I did see this, and Dave Bechet was telling me that Radish in that movie is the inspiration for Randy in Scream.
Okay, yeah, and so the horror lore guy.
Yeah, watching through it again, I was looking for how he was like Randy, but I started seeing so much other stuff that was definitely an inspiration for Scream. So watch it. If you're a big Scream fan, you'll probably catch some of that stuff.
One of those deep-cut, influential kind of flicks.
Yeah.
It's like the Anvil of horror movies.
Right. That's it.
I got to check that out. Well, Steve, the subject of our podcast today, of course, is our returning trip to the grounds of Hoggy Hogwarts.
That's it.
We're going to be chilling out with Harry, Hermione, and Ron. And one of the big things that is introduced in the third installment of the Harry Potter series, is the use of the Patronus.
Expecto Patronum.
Yeah, which is our magical spirit animals. What defend us from that which would harm us and stuff.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
But, Ben, what would your Patronus be?
This is one of those things that I've been wondering for quite some time now, but I've never gone to explore and find out myself. Where do you think I could find out something about that?
You could go to Pottermore and learn from JK's own website.
Just Kidding Rowling's own website?
Rowling. Yeah, you can go to Pottermore. I'm sure everybody who's a Harry Potter fan knows this, but you can find out what house you would be sorted into. You can find out what your wand would be.
Oh my.
You can take the owl exams.
Just as a reminder, what house were you sorted into?
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Ravenclaw. All right, so we're going to take this official Pottermore quiz here and find out what our patronus is. I just clicked on it. It says the patronus is a kind of positive force, a projection of the very things that the Dementor feeds upon. Hope, happiness, the desire to survive. Quoth Remus Lupin. A little introduction to what a patronus does.
That was, properly
a dramatic reading.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was a dramatic reading. All right, so let's see. Or I'm going to hit. Oh, questions are timed. I'm going to go ahead and hit begin. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, relax. Think of your happiest memory.
And then Uncle Ben and Hollywood Steve went upon a magical journey to find out what the true Patronus might be. But they were soon stunned to find that mainly the quiz was just choosing a random word and not so much personal questions.
Okay, it's giving things like salt, sweet?
Uncle Ben was given a different set of questions, which didn't really make any more sense.
Okay, that's not what I have. I have blade, leaf, thorn.
Oh.
Slightly unsure of himself, his hesitations cost him dearly.
Apparently I did that too slowly, so I have to try another one.
The questions plumbed the depths of their souls and were not entirely entertaining to listen to.
Lead, escape, or save. I say lead.
Rain, sun, wind. I'm gonna go
Oh
with
gosh.
sun.
Silent or speak. Speak. Oh my god, this is not going to be entertaining.
No.
Hollywood Steve was given some slightly erotic encouragement about his Patronus.
Something is trying to emerge from your wand. Keep going, it says.
It's coming.
It is my belief that Uncle Ben was more focused on taking a trip down to the Leaky Cauldron for a cup full of Ogden's Old Fire Whiskey, and he was on finding his Patronus.
Sweet or salt? Booze is not a choice, so salt for me.
Hollywood Steve finished first, and not for the first time, am I right, ladies? There is indeed a drop of truth to that graffiti scrawled upon the walls of the third-floor corridor girls' bathroom.
All right, I got through it.
You got through it?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently, I think I have maybe another couple left here. This is not what I was anticipating.
Uncle Ben continued on his journey.
And I have arrived at...
Psych noob.
Incredible, you almost produced a corporeal Patronus. This is excellent magic. So
Whoa, are you almost there, buddy?
But young Ben persevered and found himself about to discover the form of his Patronus.
Touch, drag, and release for your Patronus.
Do it.
Ooh, my Patronus is an Ibiza hound. Looks kind of like a greyhound, almost.
All right.
Almost like a Scooby-Doo dog.
Man.
Almost.
You know what I got, Ben?
What'd you get?
I got a Rottweiler.
Oh, you got the Rottie?
We both got dogs.
Where my dog's at? We can hang out with X now, dude.
That's awesome.
X gonna give them to us. Look at that.
But the joy of finding the forms of their Patronuses wouldn't content the boys for long when, as usual, they got sidetracked pursuing one of their bullshit, stupid ideas again.
I wonder if DMX is a Ravenclaw.
If there was a YouTube series of like famous rappers finding out what Hogwarts house they were,
oh my god.
I'd be way on board with that.
Trademark dead and lovely.
Yeah.
But this is, of course, an impossible task, considering that the boys have no connections to the world of hip-hop.
But I do know my buddy Gutter Bumpkin, a.k.a. DJ Lewis, who does some Gutter Billy rap.
Gutter Billy?
Yeah, on SoundCloud. I've mentioned it before. Go check it out.
The interests of muggles are indeed a curious and perplexing thing.
That was a strange quiz.
It was. It was not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but there's no reason to cut it, because let people know, hey, sometimes things don't work out the way you thought they would.
Prepare to be surprised, motherfucker.
With the deeply introspective task of discovering the form of their Patronus complete, the boys departed the preview palace and finally got to the point and started talking about the fucking movie.
All right, the subject of our show today is Harry Potter 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban. And I'm just going to keep going with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume this was not your first rodeo watching this.
No, but you know when my first rodeo watching this was?
When was
in
that?
Russia, and I saw it in Russian, and I hadn't read the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
That had to be a vastly different experience.
It was. Guess what? It made more sense in Russian than it does in English if you haven't read the book. Because I did see it in English again before I actually read the book. And I was like, I don't get this movie. This movie is not for people who have not read the book.
No. Although I do like to think that you have entered some kind of ultra rare new echelon of hipsterdom. In terms of like, you could be in the theater watching this next to some like Potter fan. It's like, the book was so much better. And then you're like,
the Russian version of the
this movie was better in Russian. And it's like, damn, you are untouchably hip.
My mustache just twirls 3 times around. Then I tie him to the train tracks.
Oh, wow.
Call back from last week.
Moving better in Russian. So you did have the experience of seeing this before you read the book.
Yeah. It's a bad experience.
It can't make sense.
But
it can't possibly.
My wife, she also saw it without having seen the book and loved it.
Well, see, I know tons of people that have. Like, I mean, obviously, this is one of the most successful franchises in film history.
Yes.
And I know tons of people who have seen this and have not read the books. And I've never once heard any of them say, what was up with that third one? It didn't make any sense. Yeah. I don't stand.
I don't either.
There is so much shit in this that can't make sense if you've not read the book.
No, it's impossible to comprehend what's going on. But it looks great.
It does.
It's got a lot of cool stuff to it.
Yeah. And if you guys want to know our entire reading and watching history of the Harry Potter series, definitely check out especially the first Harry Potter episode.
The first one, we got a lot into that.
Yeah, with our history with the franchise. And the second one is just a really silly, fun listen.
And that first one is also on YouTube if you want to listen to it on YouTube.
He's going to put it up on there. That's right. Yeah, so this obviously was not my first time either. I've seen it very, very many times. But kind of like what I was saying whenever we watched the second one, the Harry Potter series is one of those things that I just habitually have on.
Oh, yeah, I'll watch it anytime. If one of them's on, I'll sit down and watch it.
Yeah, like I've got like the Blu-ray collection and stuff. And it's one of those things where if I just want to sit down and maybe string up a guitar or... answer emails or whatever. Movie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's comforting.
Yeah, it's one of those you just have on. You know what's happening. It looks cool whenever you look up familiar characters and places and locales.
Yeah.
But it had been a long time since I watched this for the sake of watching it.
Yeah.
I said the same thing about Chamber of Secrets whenever we did that one, because it's like, God damn, that movie is almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, everything in the book is in the movie, basically.
Yeah. And so with this one, it had been quite some time since I actually did just sit down to watch it as a movie. And in my head, going into it, I was like, okay, there's stuff in here that doesn't make sense, that they don't explain and stuff, but it's still cool and I still like it. I don't really know if I do.
Yeah, this went down a bunch of notches after watching it 3 times for me.
Ooh, 3 times? I mean, this is a 2 hour and 20 minute
Well, it's still enjoyable. It's not. I mean, I don't like it as much as I used to, having watched it that many times, but like, if you turned it on right now, I'd watch it.
Yeah, you don't fucking hate it. Right.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I was just like, I'll watch it again and again and again. Maybe I'll find something that makes it all make sense and that I was always missing, and I didn't. I just found more and more stuff that I was like, no, what? Why?
Right, yeah. I was hoping that I would also find little things where it's just like, oh, no, they explained that. No, they don't. And there's actually even more stuff that did kind of confuse me.
And I did have the book from time to time, just pulling it out. Like, I gotta read that chapter and see if that's what it was like in the book. The Shrieking Shack specifically, I went and read that entire chapter again.
The confrontation at the end.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's the thing. At the end, actually, the middle of the movie.
Actually, the middle. Yeah. No shit. Right.
I don't. The time travel in this, we're gonna have to get deep into it. But I'll say up top, it's useless. They should have never added time travel into this. And this could have been easily solved with 2 spells, Petrificus Totalis, and then Wingardium Leviosa to Peter Pettigrew. And you don't need time travel.
Freeze him, float him to the prison.
You don't need time travel.
Yeah, that's no reason for it. That's not wrong.
Yeah, except to save Buckbeak, but you only put the Buckbeak part in there to have the time travel make more sense.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it.
Why is Buckbeak so important?
Right.
Yeah.
We see him once. There's a cool flying scene. I agree. Wow. I would say also while flying on the back of a hippogriff.
Like you do.
Yeah, it's cool. But then attacks Malfoy. He gets the execution order and gets executed. Like, what is that for except to just also make the time travel a little more meaningful? Is to just be able to save Buckbeak. I mean, again, in the books, there's way more Buckbeak, way more hippogriffs in general. There's a whole lot more reasoning behind it. But in the movie, it's like, I don't know why this is happening.
Right. And I'll clarify, too, the third book is one of my favorites.
Oh, it's great.
You know,
it's
I think
awesome.
that pretty much everybody loves the third book, and it seems like the third movie is a lot of people's favorites, too, for some reasons I can understand.
Yeah, I get some of it.
But the third book is so cool because that's where you really start getting a little bit of a shift in tonality. I mean, you've got the first book, which is definitely a kid's thing.
Yeah.
The second one does get a little darker.
It gets a little darker, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of people say that those two are clones of each other in terms of tone.
No.
It's like, no, your body will rot in the chamber for
we're
eternity.
introduced to Horcruxes, though we don't know what they are. Ginny Weasley is possessed.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, there's some darker stuff in there. And then the third one is where I think she starts more targeting more of a early teen audience.
Yeah.
And gets a little bit darker with the content and stuff. So it made sense with this third movie for the tone of the movie to change as well. And they got a new director.
Yes, they did.
Completely changed the look of everything. And I will say, I think the change, although it was necessary, maybe did happen a little fast. Because 1 and 2 really do feel identical as movies.
Right, but this one is way different. Now,
way different.
I'm glad for the change.
Yeah,
but it is a radical departure.
Very, very much so. Yeah, because like when you think of any of the modern Harry Potter movies, they all kind of look like this one.
Yeah, they follow Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, honestly, what should have happened is that 2 should have had more of a visual and stylistic and tonal change, but they had to do them so fast they couldn't.
Well, and also Christopher Columbus directed the first 2, and I imagine there was some assumption with the studio that he would continue making them, but he, because of so much turnaround, was just burnt out on it and remained on as a producer, but they had to look for someone else. But it seems like they did want to go darker, and maybe it had that idea with the second one, just didn't execute it, because the people they brought in, they brought in Guillermo del Toro.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he didn't want to do it because he said it was so bright and happy and full of light that he wasn't interested.
Okay, Glenn Danzig, thank you.
They also brought in M. Night Shyamalan.
Ooh, oh God, I'm glad that didn't work out.
Who was too busy because he was directing The Village.
Who would he have put himself in this movie as?
Oh gosh, it would have been terrible.
Because he always sneaks himself into these movies.
Yeah.
I think he would have snuck himself in there as Buckbeak.
Not using contractions like he does.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Hello, Harry Potter. It is me, Buckbeak.
I would not approach me if I were you, Draco Malfoy. It would not be advised.
I'm glad M. Night's back, but he did have he had some.
He had a little dry spell there.
Yeah.
A little bit dry. Okay, so they thought about bringing him in. That's an interesting choice.
They had some other people that were big names, but the person they really aimed at was Alfonso Cuarón, who had done Y Tu Mamba Tambien.
Yeah, it's surprising to me that they specifically were after him because he hadn't really done anything fantasy or dark young adult. Well, I mean, I guess Y Tu Mama is kind of dark with young adults in it.
Yeah. But it's different. It's way different than what we get from him here. Yeah. But what we get from him here is much more like Children of Men or Gravity or any of those things where the darkness and the just absence. He uses a lot of absence and emptiness, I think, that helps to make it feel the way it feels. Like, there's so many shots, like the one where Hermione punches Malfoy. The humans in it are so small. There's these big rocks and a huge open space. He's shooting from so far away, and it just reminds you of like how idyllic the castle surroundings are and everything, while the action is going on real small down here.
It's a little tiny event happening on the grounds.
Yeah.
And he brought along with him a lot of his signature camera work and stuff too. A lot of moving camera, some really long shots in here, which are really cool, and that's kind of a signature of his. And I was really glad to see that change because those first 2 movies, especially the second one, just have some extremely dull, just boring camera work in them, where it feels like they just set the kids in front of a green screen, put a camera dead on at them, and just shot and didn't move the camera. And if the camera was moving, it was a full CGI thing, like fucking Quidditch matches and stuff like that, So I was happy to see them bring a more interesting cinematic style to this too.
Yeah.
And he plays around with a lot of cool things in here. There's all kinds of stuff he does with with reflections, I've noticed. There's a lot of times where Harry is looking at his reflections in the mirror of the train, or the glass of the train car,
or when he's looking out onto Diagon Alley, you can see him in the glass.
Yeah, exactly. He plays around with that stuff a lot. He even plays around with clocks and stuff a lot, which is pretty fun. Like towards the end of the movie, I noticed right when they start doing the time travel stuff, the camera like makes this big sweeping pass through that big clock at the front of the castle.
Oh yeah,
just
that's a cool
neat
shot.
Stuff like that. So I'm glad that he did bring along an interesting cinematic flair to this, because I wouldn't have wanted to watch a whole bunch more that looked like those first two. They worked as children's movies and stuff, but I couldn't imagine this movie looking like those first two did.
Yeah, it would be bad. I feel like it wouldn't have been interesting at all. But the acting went up too.
The acting definitely got better.
I mean, I don't feel like Daniel Radcliffe got much better. He's obviously improved a whole lot.
Oh yeah,
but
awesome.
he was a child. But
Rupert Grint
is so much more like in his element. It seems like he
figured out his character a lot more, I think.
Yeah, and that actually, I think I've talked about this before, but Alfonso Cuarón had the three main characters write a character biography. And Rupert Grint didn't give him one, and he was like, "Hey, are you going to give me that character biography?" And he was like, "Ron wouldn't do it." And Alfonso Cuarón's like,
"You're a genius.
You know your character then." So like, yeah, Rupert Grint was more himself, and then of course Emma Watson is so awesome in this.
Yeah,
like,
she does a much better job in this than the other ones.
Yeah,
and I think just had more to work with too.
She did. Yeah, she was much more active in this than just being the smart one who gives them the information they need.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the first two, she's really just kind of the know-it-all nerd that's like kind of overbearing and a little bit annoying, but with a heart of gold. In this, it's like, okay, you get to be a character now.
Yeah, and a strong one. She knocks out Malfoy, or punches Malfoy.
Malfoy, still not great. Tom Felton in this, still just spitting those
Tom
lines.
Felton.
Hey, Potter! Everything he said, just spitting those lines out, man.
He's so good at making me just, think of the worst, brattiest child and want to murder him. I love that about him.
The only times in this that I think he really does a pretty good job are when he's like a whiny little bitch. Like whenever he gets attacked by the hippogriff, he's like,
or after he gets punched.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah. Or there's a part in there where he's in the main hall and he's talking to some chick and he's like, they thought they were going to have to amputate my arm.
He's talking to Pansy Parkinson, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Oh, Draco.
But like angry Draco is still just spitting. Although this time he's got himself a smoking bowl. He traded in that slick back.
That was sweet.
Yeah, dude.
Smoking bowl.
The blonde bowl.
The blonde bowl.
Yeah, looking pretty fancy. In here. But yeah, he's better, but not by much. But I would say most improved award, I think, goes to Rupert Grint.
Yeah.
I think he definitely said
he becomes like just even more comfortable as the movies progress. Like that is Ron, is Rupert Grint. It was perfect casting, I feel like.
Oh yeah. The casting of the three kids, I honestly don't think they could have done much better. Dumbledore seems a lot different in this one.
Oh yeah, he looks like
a new beard or something.
He doesn't look like a skeleton with a little bit of skin drawn over it. I know that a lot of people today will say that they didn't like Michael Gambon. He's so angry, but in this movie he's not.
Yeah.
And I went back and looked on Google for 2004 June through August and read through like some message boards and reviews, and nobody seemed mad about Michael Gambon.
I'm one of those people that, and if you listen to previous shows, I've talked about how Michael Gambon is such an angry Dumbledore.
That's what Emily thinks too, my wife.
Yeah, because in my head, when I think of him, I think of Goblet of Fire. And he is very aggro and
everybody's
aggro
in Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, they kind of are.
So because I watched it as well. Because
sleepaway camp.
The first time I watched this movie for this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch 4. And watching it, I was like, everybody's so fucking aggressive and in your face all the time in that movie. So yeah, I that's where that started.
Yeah,
I guess, but that's not his fault.
That's the thing. Is in my head, I was thinking as soon as he showed up, he was all mean and angry. It's really only in 4 that it gets that way. The other one,
he's funny and wacky in this one. He's
better. Yeah, he's definitely better. I mean, he's not as whimsical as what he is in the books, but neither was what's the guy that played the first one?
Richard
Harris. He was never really as like silly and whimsical as Dumbledore
he was just
supposed to be. I'm old. Yeah. And for whatever reason, Harry Potter was like best wizard of all time.
Yeah, that guy.
That's the guy.
Don't fuck with my dude.
Yeah, I've known about wizarding for all of, a month or two.
Yeah.
But that guy, I can tell.
You talk shit about Dumbledore, we're gonna have.
It's on.
You're gonna catch one of these and the other one right here. Talk about right and left fist.
Boom. You're gonna get them.
Get these hands.
But yeah, like the Dumbledore in the movies, no matter who is playing him, is never really exactly right. Dumbledore in the book always had a lot more whimsy and humor and just quirkiness about him that never really comes through. I think that they wouldn't have written that in no matter who is playing him. I don't think you can just say it's Michael Gambon's fault. But I think that he did a good job in this one, and he doesn't seem too fucking mean and shitty or just too much like a decrepit old man.
Right. Yeah, I think he's fine, and I think everybody seemed to agree then. It's 4 that made people mad.
Yeah.
But in general, everybody was mad in that, so of course you leave feeling mad.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we also got ourselves some new characters showing up this time.
Yeah.
Of course, pretty much
some great actors. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much every entry in the franchise introduces some new characters, but in this one we get some fan favorites. We got old Remus Lupin.
Yeah.
Whose name just kind of screams, I am a werewolf.
But it was his name before he was a werewolf.
That is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess, when you name your kid something like that. It would have made
more sense if instead of him being accidentally turned into a werewolf, if he came from a werewolf family.
Yeah.
And it was just like a known thing.
Yeah, that is just kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I mean, only
our
because
family name is...
You could have just given him a name that wasn't I'm a werewolf, like Remus Man. How about
that? Remus is like, Romulus and Remus.
Yeah. So again, it's Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, Wolf Man is kind of his name. That'd be a good name.
Yes.
So
a wolf who gets bitten by a werewolf. So when...
Oh, man.
So
look
on
out.
the full moon, he turns into a werewolf or a werewolf wolf.
Whoa. Because that's the thing, is like with a werewolf, it's got man characteristics because it was a man to begin with.
Yeah.
Is this a wolf with more wolf?
It's got
extra wolf?
Yeah, it's like just super wolf. But it also stands on its hinders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a guy's name that plays Lupin.
Don't look to me. He's Ares and Wonder Woman.
It's that guy.
I didn't write his name down, and I feel like a dummy.
I'm gonna look it up here while we chat.
So
I think he's good casting though.
Yeah, I think he's wonderful because he does that like beaten
kind of
shabby look that is described in the books. He does it so well, and you also like I almost immediately you like him.
Yeah,
when you see his face, just like he seems like a nice dude.
Yeah, he's definitely very likable. David Thewlis.
Is that right?
Thewlis?
Thewlis. I'll say Thewlis. Yeah.
Cthulhu.
Oh, he's Cthulhu?
Yeah, it's Cthulhu.
All right. Well,
I know,
that explains some things. I did feel like pure madness while seeing him on screen.
Mm-hmm, yeah. That's right. He does a really good job, like you said, of being lovable while also being kind of like a little shitty and beat down and wore out looking. And I gotta say, I really like the way that they kind of portray the werewolfism in this too, where you can tell, like as those moon cycles are getting closer, he kind of starts to seem more shabby, and kind of run down and stuff, almost like it's a monthly disease or something.
Yeah, it's like he's having his period.
Yeah,
go back and check out our Dog Soldiers episode where I talk about werewolves
and periods. But I do like him a lot in this. I think that was some good casting. What about old Professor Trelawney, our new fortune-telling divinations teacher?
She's awesome.
She's played by...
Oh, shit.
IMDb to the rescue.
Fucking hell, why didn't I write those names down?
I should know it off the top of my head.
Name, yeah, anyway.
She's one of those like 5 British
Emma
actors.
Thompson, god damn it.
You got it for IMDb. Very good.
Yeah,
I think
brain
she's
finally
great,
said
dude.
it to me.
And the way that they did her costuming and stuff is awesome too.
She's great.
It's just all like
she plays that
scarves and shawls and big glasses that make her eyes look huge.
Yeah, she plays that your aunt who's really into teas and crystals and stuff. Yeah.
Definitely.
Perfect. Just nailed it.
Huge Stevie Nicks fan, Professor Trelawney. Clearly a huge fan, man.
She looks like a swamp witch, yeah.
So I like her in there a lot. Of course, the biggest attraction here we got is Sirius Black, played by Gary Oldman.
Yeah, great. Love Gary Oldman. And I don't love Sirius in this one, honestly.
Yeah?
Because we only get to see him as like crazy Sirius, and then like for a second he's like, "Oh hey Harry, what's up? We're like friends now, right?" And then yeah, they're friends. The end. That's all we get out of him.
Yeah, honestly, Sirius to me in the movies is pretty underused.
Yeah,
because like you've got him in this where he's mainly kind of the bad guy for a lot of the movie. In the next one, he appears as a face in fire, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And then by the time you get to like the fifth one, he's already kind of just like
killed.
Yeah, and the whole movie he's
for a 15-year-old book.
Yeah. And the whole movie, he's kind of just like sulky and sullen and like, I have to be stuck in this house. This sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you never really get to love that character.
No,
very much at all,
Yeah, but in the books, people go gaga for Sirius.
I gotta tell you, man, Gary Oldman is a treasure of acting.
He's great.
He is fucking awesome. He has been in so many incredible roles and has just been a chameleon his entire career, from him being that thug dude in True Romance to, of course, fucking Dracula.
Yeah.
Fifth Element dude, your favorite.
Oh yeah. But also, I mean, the in the Batman movies, him as Jim Gordon seems perfect to me.
Dude, he was so good at Jim Gordon. Totally awesome. I will tell you what, though, to be completely honest, I don't really think he was a good choice for Sirius Black.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, to me, Sirius Black always read as being more like a
brother type?
Well, I think more like a sallow, thin rock star, young, suave guy.
And you don't think Gary Oldman has that?
I just am mad they didn't cast me.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm saying. I think I could have done well.
Are you on the Johnny Depp camp? You wanted more Johnny Depp in the Harry Potter movies?
Fuck me, dude.
Absolute truth. I had every interest in seeing a sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them while watching that first one. Until the end, when they revealed that Johnny Depp, I was like, no,
I was just fucking
I don't want
dumb.
to fucking watch Johnny Depp doing a British accent. I'm not interested.
Dude, whenever we watched that in the theaters, it got to the very end, and there's that reveal. I'm turning to Kate, and I'm like, is that Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Why? What a dumb fucking reveal.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that second one either. I heard it's interesting. I heard that they revealed that Nagini is a Korean woman.
What?
I know.
That is interesting. Okay, I will watch it, but I'll just, I don't know, bite down on a stick whenever I see Johnny Depp.
Which also makes Neville Longbottom a murderer.
Oh, shit. Neville killed a Korean woman with a sword.
Lady with a sword, I guess. But yeah, I will watch that second one, but I will not like old fuck off Depot in there.
Yeah. I don't know. It ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Because I liked everything else about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun movie. Anyway.
But I think that somebody else that was just kind of like younger and more handsome and more rock starry could have been Sirius. I mean,
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. Yeah. Exactly right. But you know what I mean? It's like Gary Oldman at this point, he was probably at least 40 something, maybe mid 40s or so. He's not a handsome guy per se.
He's a good looking dude. He's just, he's not Brad Pitt. He's just a regular good-looking dude.
Yeah. And I just don't think I really liked him cast in that part. I think that he should have been a little younger, not closer to Harry's age, obviously.
Right.
But definitely not just like somebody who could have been Harry's dad. You know what I mean? And he does look a lot like Post Malone in this movie.
He does. It's pretty crazy. Why did they put prison tats on him?
He's covered up in prison tats, yeah.
Yeah, like, is that a thing in Azkaban? They put prison tats on you?
What kind of prison wine do you think they make in Azkaban?
I'd assume, like, just...
regular toilet wine?
Yeah, I was going to say they don't have their wands or anything. Like, just regular old toilet wine. Put a bunch of sugar and juice in a plastic bag, pee on it for several days.
Right.
Keep it warm. And then boom, you got prison wine.
And you think that's what they're rocking over there in Azkaban?
I think so. I bet he and Bellatrix Lestrange probably had some drunken conversations through a wall. Like, fuck you, Bellatrix.
I think we need to just have more information about Azkaban prison culture.
That would be... Dude, okay, the whole time, last night watching it with Emily, I kept saying, like, and I've said this on the podcast before, she needs to license out the series and let a bunch of other authors flesh a lot of this stuff out.
She can have final say.
She can have absolute editorial say on it, 100%, and it would be awesome. It would be like the Forgotten Realms series or whatever, where, you know, you have so many different authors working off of this one shared universe. Mm-hmm. Or like Marvel or whatever.
Totally,
yeah. You could easily turn this into so many interesting things. I hope so.
I really think so. I just await a night, you know, where JK Rowling has been up. Maybe it's like 4 a.m. She's had like 2 or 3 bottles of wine in her, and she just starts tweeting stuff about like Azkaban prison sex and stuff. Just gets like really weirdly graphic about it, you know? It's like, well, the Dementors can't see anything, so, you know? I want to know about it.
Yeah, I would too. Speaking, we should deal with JK Rowling real quick.
Listen, JK.
Listen here, Joe.
Tell me about it.
So, just recently, there was a pretty popular blog post that claimed that JK confirmed her stance against transgender women.
Okay.
Now, that's an outlandish title.
That's clickbaity.
Unless it has some point where she says in like a tweet or something like, I am against transgender women. In which case, it would be like, yeah, that title... absolutely correct. But it does pull out some things about how she has liked some tweets that are anti-transgender women, and she does follow a person who is extremely anti-transgender woman, and she only follows 700 people.
Really?
So there's a bit of that there. It's not confirmed for sure. That's a clickbaity title, but it's, I mean, there's some shittiness there for sure.
Interesting.
And she has also said that Harry Potter would agree with her stance on Israel and Palestine.
That is the dumbest fucking commentary humanly possible. Yeah. My fictional character that I created would agree with me.
Yeah. But she does a lot of great things. I'm not excusing anything if she is anti-transgender woman. That's fucking bullshit. It's absolute
who cares?
Cowardice.
Yeah.
But she seemingly is a good person. But I started thinking about this, and I came to the conclusion for myself that I don't think children's authors have any more responsibility to be good people than any other author.
Oh, so you're saying people have the higher moral standard because you're making stuff for kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
But why does that matter?
Right, yeah, you're still an adult.
It's the product the kid gets that matters. Mm-hmm. And if the kid gets a product that's not saying... the Palestinians deserve this, or like if that's not part of it, I think these books have good moral center that says a lot of great stuff and teaches kids how to be, you know, brave and heroic and to believe in your friends and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to your review of her next children's book, Let's Bomb Syria.
Oh shit. But I that made me actually think about, there are 2 guys that I know of. I'm just going to go ahead and ruin some people's childhoods, maybe. They're 2 children's authors who definitely said and did some shit that were pretty terrible.
Well, hang on, dude. If you're telling me I can't trust the secret lives of children's authors, what's next? I can't trust the clergy, my politicians? What's next?
Yeah, I am saying that.
Where's the skeletons in these closets in, Steve?
So Dr. Seuss.
Okay, Dr. Giselle.
Just start in on Dr. Seuss.
I've heard some unsavory things about the guy.
He was a bit of a womanizer.
I have heard that. Yeah, I think Beyonce wrote a song about him.
She did.
It's about Dr. Seuss, womanizer. Look it up. That would actually be the fucking coolest thing in the world if Womanizer was about Dr.
Beyonce
Seuss.
was like, how'd y'all know? Yeah, Theodore Giesel, he cheated on his wife at the age of 64.
Oh, wow, that is
old.
With
a married woman 20 years younger than him. His wife committed suicide out of shame and embarrassment.
Woo,
and he immediately married the other woman and sent her kids from her previous marriage off to boarding school.
Oh.
That's shitty.
I would not like him in a car. I wouldn't like him from afar.
But that's the thing. Dr. Seuss also He was a strong anti-Hitler guy well before.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, like he did so many great things. It's like when we consider people's personal lives in relation to a fantastical product they've made.
That means a lot to us and shit.
That means a lot to us. Like, I don't know. Does it?
It's a hard ground.
Yeah.
It's like I hate to break it to you people, but like Led Zeppelin, horrible
Assholes.
people,
Terrible.
fucking horrible
Terrible.
people. Some
Michael
of the best
Jordan,
music ever
asshole.
made. Yeah, apparently we were talking about this before. I didn't know about any of this
Check
stuff.
out Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame acceptance speech, where he basically just talks shit about everybody he used to play against.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Damn,
dude's
dude.
an asshole.
I mean, the Beatles all have some very bad
God,
stories.
yeah.
about
John
them.
Lennon was a
wife beater,
abuser.
man.
Yeah.
Total wife beater and stuff.
I have to mention this one though, because this is the one that was hard for me to then say, like,
oh no,
is this acceptable? Roald Dahl.
Okay, a Willy Wonka.
He was also a womanizer, had sex with tons of other married women and cheated on his wife and whatnot. But what is the worst part is that he was an avowed anti-Semite.
Whoa, didn't know that.
And I just got to read this quote.
Oh, no.
This is gonna...
Is this like Rudyard Kipling level?
No.
Because that's bad.
It's real bad, though.
Oh, no.
So he told a journalist in 1983, there is a trait in the Jewish character that does provoke animosity.
Holy shit.
I mean, there's always a reason why anti-anything crops up anywhere. Let's check this out.
What?
Even a stinker like Hitler didn't just pick on them for no reason.
Holy shit.
He's blaming the Jews for the Holocaust.
1983?
1983.
Because, like, when you were saying that, I was like, oh, man, product of his times, being surrounded by this stuff.
No.
It's like, no, you're talking, like, 40 years after World War II. He's like, maybe he wasn't all wrong, this Hitler guy.
BFG,
Whoa.
Willy Wonka. Like, how much of that bleeds into there, I wonder? Because,
no kidding.
Because so much of JK Rowling's her very active political tweeting and you know, donating and being part of charitable and political causes, so much of that is in the books, Harry Potter, and it's positive. But does any of her negative stuff bleed in? Like,
makes you wonder. Well, she hates blonde people. We know that.
Yeah.
She's
that's
anti-Aryan, I think.
Anti-Aryan. What what an absolute ass. JK Rowling is anti-Aryan. She doesn't like Nazis.
Hey, man, you can't help if you're born with blonde hair and blue eyes.
That's true. You can't help it if you're an asshole.
True story.
And those Slytherins don't seem to mind being assholes.
I'd heard lots of stories, too, about, what's his name? Alice in Wonderland.
Lewis Carroll.
Yeah. Apparently was just a pedophile. Like, have you ever seen any of his artwork and stuff?
Yeah, but that wasn't just him. That was actually a popular thing in the Victorian age. There was a
what, child pornography?
Yes, but it wasn't considered porn. It was like a celebration. There was a cult of the child where people had started to romanticize childhood, because before the Victorian age, children were just treated like adults, and so it was like,
go get a job.
You can walk, you work, like,
right.
And then there was this
celebrate
period.
their innocence.
Yeah, there was a period where they started celebrating this innocence. It's following up on the romantic ideals and stuff, and they're celebrating the innocence, and then basically that turned into celebrating their bodies.
I was gonna say, I can't imagine this innocence lasting long.
Yeah, that's the excuse. I'm not giving that excuse. That's the excuse you'll see in any Lewis Carroll biography or any commentary about his life. But I think a lot of it had to do with wanting to fuck children.
It looked to me like he hung around naked kids a lot.
J.M. Barrie was definitely a molester. He wrote Peter Pan.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, man.
You watched that Finding Neverland?
Uh-huh.
Boy, it wasn't that sweet and innocent, his connection with that family.
Probably not.
Yeah, one of the boys ended up killing himself.
Oh.
And it's believed because of his trauma as a child of being molested by J.M. Barrie.
Damn.
So, Peter Pan, yay.
Woo! And then,
who would have thought the guy who idealized childhood and imagined a boy who never grew up was a child molester?
Impossible. But enough about Michael Jackson.
Right?
Moving on.
That's ignorant. You're being ignorant.
Other new character we got in here, Peter Pettigrew, although you don't really learn shit about him or really hear him talk or anything.
Yeah, his name is said a couple of times, and we see that he's mysteriously on the map, but the Marauders map, but we don't know anything about him other than that. Do they even say in the shack that he was responsible for they say he was responsible for the deaths of Harry's parents, right?
Yeah, but they don't even remotely go into why.
They don't go into it at all.
All that they ever say is Peter Pettigrew betrayed his parents.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, well, they don't get into the Fidelis charm at all in these.
None of the Secret Keeper stuff at all. Which, here's the thing that's dumb about that. So, one of my big issues, and we'll talk about, we got a lot of issues with this fucking movie, but a big issue here is that you never understand why Peter Pettigrew is such a horrible person, or what his betrayal of Harry's parents meant. He was their secret keeper, which is this very special spell where, you cast it among that group of people, and you're the only one that can tell the secret, and it keeps them safe, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and of course, the secret keeper is someone you trust to not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And later on, even in the movie series, they do the Fidelis charm.
Yes.
So they bring it up then, as if you should know about this already. So it's almost like in this movie, they were just trying to write that out, and then it ended up coming back.
Yeah, I read about the decisions that Steve Klove made. Steve Klove, who wrote 7 out of 8 of the Harry Potter movies. Wow. He did not write The Order of the Phoenix.
Okay, the 5th one.
But they really wanted him to focus on character development of our main 3 characters. Now that
mission accomplished.
Now that they're a bit older and better actors, and look, you have to remember that the 5th book was already out by this time.
Yeah,
and so they wanted to start leaning towards where the story was going in the books. So you see, like, Ron and Hermione, like the handhold thing, or where she like hugs Ron. Like, that was already sort of set up in the 5th book, so they knew it was going that way, so they started setting up here, but that wasn't in any of the books. They were basically using this as a transition movie.
Definitely.
And they sacrificed a lot to make what did work. I mean, it absolutely worked. People loved it. So they did the job they wanted to do.
Apparently.
It just didn't make a great movie, which is why I think these movies need to be remade. Absolutely. Because if you could make these movies knowing the entire story, then you can very selectively choose, and you could split some of those up into 2 movies.
Yep.
Absolutely
so,
dude. The 5th book is the longest book.
It's gigantic, and it's the shortest movie.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. That thing gets shredded to pieces, too.
It's still a pretty good movie, though. I like that 5th movie pretty well.
I'll be the judge of that, thank you. I'll be the judge of that. Yeah, Pettigrew in this, like I said, you never really find out what is going on with him. You never find out about the whole, it wasn't Sirius that betrayed his family. You never find out really, I don't know, do you ever even find out that Pettigrew's a Death Eater?
No.
Like, I don't think there's any mention of that.
There's no mention of it whatsoever.
Which I do enjoy in this movie and in this book, that it is Voldemort free. Like, there's not any
this
Voldemort
is the only.
It's only one.
The only one that is absolutely Voldemort free.
Yeah. Which shows you that you can just have these fun little side quest Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter stories.
Exactly,
that are self-contained
you
and
can
fun.
have so much more. I mean, because the Cursed Child?
Yeah.
I read that. That was interesting.
It's decent. All right.
Yeah, but again, that's all connected to Harry. It could be connected to anybody. It doesn't even have to be connected to any characters we know of.
Not at all.
Which is why I liked Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them up until the Johnny Depp part. Because it was like, oh, this is expanding the world. And, we're hearing about somebody we had heard the name of, Newt Scamander. Mm-hmm. But now we're seeing his adventures. That's fun.
Yeah, and wizarding around the world.
That's it.
I'm very okay with that.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Now, another area of this that is completely not explained whatsoever is the Whomping Willow and the Shrieking Shack. Let's talk about this shit. Because honestly, like, this movie's... essentially the entire themes of this story are Lupin, Wormtail, Sirius.
Yeah, this is really about expanding who the original Order of the Phoenix were. We don't know that they're Order of the Phoenix, but
it's Harry learning about his family and their friends.
Yeah, he's learning all these things, and it's expanding the wizarding world too. It's giving us depth to it more than just their families out there and the kids are here and we don't really know much about them. We see them on holidays, but in this, it's like, no, this is the friends of your dad and your mom, and they. One of them betrayed him, and this is a huge deal.
Because if you think about it,
none of that really comes out.
No, because if you think about it, in the first 2 stories, all that Harry knows of his parents is that they died, defending him.
Yeah.
And then pretty much the only person that he knows that talks about his parents is Snape. And he's like, your parents were fucking dickheads.
Right.
So in this movie, it's like Harry meets this other teacher that is very nice and comes into his life and cares about him automatically because he was one of his dad's friends.
Yeah. Well, Snape is absolutely right, though, that James Potter was
really
a dickhead.
seems that way.
And I legitimately hate how much father worship Harry has.
Totally blind father worship, too. Yeah.
It's ridiculous to me. Like,
my father didn't strut.
Yeah,
How
he's
the
got
fuck
this
do
like
you know?
romanticized idea of this person he knows nothing about.
Yeah, and he's telling that to this guy that his father used to like torment and bully. And
right.
Shit. He didn't know.
But he gets from tons of people telling him how great his mom was. And he's never like, I miss my mom. I bet she was the best. He's like, yeah. But my dad, right?
Yeah, my dad saved me with that stag thing.
He's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like he is constantly looking for his dad everywhere. Yeah. And really no mention of Lily.
Expecto patronum. Expect the father. That's what it is. Like the entire setup is for that. But in the books, that makes more sense. But in the movie, it's just this wild idea that he has suddenly that he's like, that must be my dad. Like, I think he learns that his Patronus is like his dad's Patronus, or he learns that his dad's Patronus was a stag from Remus when Remus is teaching him about the Patronus, but he never actually casts a full one, so he doesn't know, that his is also a stag, so he assumes that's his dad in the books.
Right.
In the movie, it's just like, that must be my daddy. He's the best. He doesn't strut ever.
Never strutting dad.
And again, as we were talking about this when we were preparing for the episode, the fact that he is not more obsessed with his mother, it makes no sense to me. Everyone who he meets tells him how awesome his mother was, and he doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just kind of obsessed with his dad.
Yeah, like it really should have been expecto maternum and like him obsessing over his mother and like him having the same Patronus as Lily would have been interesting. But of course, they saved that for Snape, and that was actually really awesome.
Yeah, it was. That was later on Snape. Really fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
It's really cool.
Oh man, all that Snape stuff towards the end is just
he's
crushing.
He's awesome. One of the most interesting characters in the books for sure, and I would love to get just a book of background, like some more, like why was he a part of the Death Eaters? Like, what got him going? Was it just that he was bullied and like they picked up on the bullied, kind of like white supremacists do? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd love to know more about that.
So in the books, the whole connection of, again, Sirius and Lupin and Snape and Pettigrew and Harry's dad, them being connected with the Whomping Willow and the Shrieking Shack.
Right.
It's all explained in a way where it's like, okay, so
they planted the Whomping Willow to protect the way to the Shrieking Shack, so Remus could go to the Shrieking Shack when he became a werewolf.
To have somewhere to change, yeah. And I think they explained, like, he was attacked by Fenrir Greyback or somebody.
I think Greyback, because Greyback is, like, the villainous werewolf,
Yeah. And in this, it's just like, I don't know, he's a werewolf because.
Yep.
That's
just
enough.
Is.
Yeah, he just is. That's the thing. And in this movie, you never find out anything about why the Whomping Willow is planted, why there's a Shrieking Shack. You never even fucking find out who Moony, Padfoot, Prongs, and Wormtail are.
They don't even talk about that.
They don't talk about how Sirius became an Animagus.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. You never even find out that he learned how to transform into a dog, and Pettigrew learned how to transform into a rat, and his dad learned to transform into a stag.
Yeah,
so that they could be around Lupin when he transformed.
Right. That's all explained in the book.
But here's the thing. If you're going to just throw all that information away, why have it included that whenever Harry gets the Marauder's map, it's like by Messrs. Wormfoot,
just don't even show that.
Padfoot, and Prongs. Yeah, it's like, who the fuck is that now?
I don't think it ever gets explained in the movies at all.
It doesn't, no. Yeah. And here's the thing. Like, okay, even with even just like 2 or 3 lines,
right?
You could at least plant some seeds of exposition where you could figure this out. Where, okay, like let's say the whole movie you'd been like, well, man, who is this Padfoot and Prongs that made this crazy map and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then later on at the Shrieking Shack, whenever Sirius and Lupin are reunited, they're like, how's it going, Padfoot? I'm pretty good, Mooney.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they made the map.
Exactly.
It would just take 1 or 2 fucking lines.
All you'd have to do is, maybe you could cut that choir performance that was useless.
Oh, my God, dude. Fucking so pointless.
Yeah.
Or
that's 30 seconds right there. That's enough to get out a few lines and fully explain it.
Yeah. Or the damn scene of them like trying out animal candies and stuff.
That was just to sell
forced.
those Birdie Bots beans.
Yeah.
That was it. That's the only reason that's in there.
It was so
They
lame
did the same
and
thing with
forced,
the chocolate frogs. Like, they made actual chocolate frogs, so they had to include it in the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, the way that this whole thing works is, towards the end, the big black shaggy dog we've been seeing the whole movie, who is acting highly aggressive for no reason other than being misleading.
Also bites Ron's ankle. Like,
why does he drag Ron off? Okay, Ron has scabbers, but Sirius, as the dog, grabs Ron, drags him into under the tree.
Yeah, why not go for scabbers?
The rat, maybe.
But I think in the book that, like, he's trying to be real gentle. And so, by taking Ron in there and then turning into human, he can convince him to release Peter Pettigrew instead of potentially biting off his hand.
It's a little bit of a stretch. It's a little bit of a stretch.
It is a bit of a stretch.
But in the movie, you're not even given that.
Oh, you're not given
explanation. Any. And they go into the Whomping Willow.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're in the Shrieking Shack.
Yeah.
And this whole shakedown goes on where you find out who's who. The fuck, why? Like,
and we saw the Shrieking Shack earlier when they went to Hogsmeade, so we know it's not just there.
Right.
But when you see Harry fly in, he's basically right there at the Shrieking Shack.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It makes no sense. Like, if you're watching this movie without reading the books, you have to be like,
what the fuck?
Why is there a tunnel under this tree that goes to this haunted shack?
Yeah.
That looks like it's on a tugboat.
I love that effect.
It did look good.
The Shrieking Shack.
Yeah, all the doors are like blowing around and stuff all the time. Moving. It looked like it was on a moving boat.
Yeah, it was cool.
But that doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense unless you explain why there's that tunnel, why the Shrieking Shack, why people think it's haunted is because Lupin would be in there howling and going crazy because he was a werewolf.
Right.
Instead, you're just treated to that line like 3 times in the movie. Oh, you know it's the most haunted shack in London. Oh, you know it's the most haunted shack in all of England.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know it's haunted.
Yeah.
Is it? No.
I guess.
Yeah.
They keep telling me it is. There's no evidence of it, but okay.
It makes no sense, dude. Yeah. It makes 0 sense.
Yeah, that is... I became very disappointed with this movie, for sure.
Yeah.
Because the book is good. It's a real good book, and it could have been adapted. I get what they were doing. I think they must have done some real smart research figuring out how they could translate everything from the gold that Christopher Columbus covered everything in to this darker thing and develop the characters so that we're more interested in the future films. But if they just focused a little bit more on making sure that this bit all came together, I would have enjoyed it.
Considering it's like kind of a major, huge crux of the book, they maybe should have put a little bit of attention into explaining who made the Marauders map, who made the Shrieking Shack, and why it's connected to the Whomping Willow, and why the Willow's even there to begin with.
Yeah, because that like, I was talking to Emily when we were preparing for the second one, and I was like, wait a second, because I couldn't remember. Why would they put a dangerous fucking tree that tries to kill anything near it on the...
I think parents would want to know about it. There's not even a fence around the damn thing.
Yeah, and Emily reminded me, like, remember that's how they...
You wouldn't know that from the movies.
But you wouldn't know that from the movies,
No, not at all. Yeah, just really, really strange that they decided to leave that stuff out.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how you read the source material and you're like, I don't know, I don't think that stuff's important, leave that out.
Yeah. I also feel like the Hagrid parts with Buckbeak just don't feel like they're important at all. But in the movie, like, they're real important because these kids really care about Hagrid.
It's his first time teaching a class and shit.
Yeah, Hagrid's barely on. He stands up at the table. He teaches his first class, and he's there at the or they have the skipping rock scene where he tells them about
the sentence,
execution, and then the sentence. Like, there's just not enough for us to care about that B story.
No, not really at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that too. Now, this movie does also introduce the whole animagus. Am I saying it right?
Animagus, yeah.
Fuck, man, I keep thinking I'm saying it wrong.
My wife and I are fostering a cat whose name is Animagus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we call her Annie.
You're an authority.
Yeah, well, that's how she pronounces it.
So I can't say that this introduces it, because in the very first movie we have McGonagall transforming into a cat.
Mm-hmm.
But in this movie it's kind of put out there that, like, no, this is a specific form of magic and it has to be registered and and so on. Well, it's not really put out there in the movie anyway. It's just like, some people can turn into animals.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Which also makes it more confusing about the werewolf thing. It's like, is he a werewolf or does he change into that?
There's no clear delineation between the two.
We just get told werewolf. So, but is that different than an animagus? There's no backstory in this as to why he's a werewolf. So.
Werewolf, but what we should be asking is, why wolf?
Why wolf? Oh, wow, that's deep.
So I got to thinking about the whole animagus thing and how you have these adult wizards that can transform themselves into an animal of their choosing whenever they want to, turn back to human and stuff. And it couldn't help but get my imagination going, thinking about the possibilities of the crazy, weird sex stuff that might go on with people that can turn into animals. Okay? And now that I've put that out there, I know your mind is racing, and you're thinking of the possibilities.
Of all the possibilities immediately, just like, yep.
I know. A lot of things are starting to make sense. We talked before about how we think Filch is fucking that cat.
Oh, yeah, for sure he's fucking that cat.
But I think that it might be that he found a partner that just liked being fucked as a sexy kitty.
I always thought his cat was going to be revealed to be an animagus who maybe got stuck that way or something.
I think it's a person that likes it that way.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who loves kitty?
Oh, God. Walder Frey fucking a cat. Jesus.
But it's actually a willing participant person.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's not necessarily bestiality. Yes.
Okay, fine. Actually, I will say that for sure. That if humans could turn into animals, it would be fine if other people fucked them.
Exactly. If they were willing participants.
That's fine.
Is it bestiality?
No, because they're a human who's just in a form of an animal. They don't actually turn into a cat. They're in the form of a cat.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, it's fine. I don't know what weirdo wants to do that, but if you want to do it and make magic real, okay. Weirdo.
But it got me thinking of other things.
Animals.
You know, where it's like, do you think that there's ever like a couple of wizards that are animagus that, like,
I would assume,
turn into their animal selves and like bang?
That's what I imagine. That's how Tonks got pregnant.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could turn into anything. I bet
she was a polymagus. Yeah.
I bet things got fucking freaky in that scenario.
Like,
right
he'd
there.
turn into a werewolf, so she'd have to turn into an animal so he wouldn't attack her. I bet they got freaky.
Just two animals exploring each other's bodies.
She's a platypus.
Do you think
she could do several animals at once?
Whoa.
She could be like a crazy mythological creature.
Yeah. Centaurs.
Yeah.
You know?
I bet a werewolf would love to fuck a centaur.
I think so. But you know, it makes me wonder too if there's ever times where, like, you know, maybe when it's like maybe a wizard's birthday and he's like, do you think you can be the rabbit tonight?
Oh no. Oh.
But just because it's your birthday.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a once a year. Fine.
I turn into a rabbit and you have sex with me. Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta wonder these things.
Yeah, you do.
I think it's pretty rational to be curious about these things.
Absolutely.
But it also got me wondering too if there's ever any teachers that are maybe just real freaks about it, that maybe the other kids don't even know that they're, you know, that they can turn into animals and stuff. Like, what got me thinking about this is there's animals all throughout this movie.
Right.
Aunt Marge and her dogs at the first of the movie.
Yeah, we got Crookshanks, we got Scabbers. Yeah.
All throughout the movie, there's birds, there's rabbits, all kinds of stuff. I was thinking,
frogs in the choir scene.
Yeah,
that was weird. Yeah.
It got me kind of thinking, like, do you think that there's ever a time maybe where like Harry has just walked to potions class or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, Ron, I saw something really bloody weird on the way here."
This is a perfect Daniel Radcliffe impression. Go ahead, keep going.
I was walking near the class, and I saw a dog, and he was taking a big shit and just staring at me. Just shitting in the sidewalk in public in front of everybody, and it just stared at me dead in the eyes. Almost like it was a human.
And it's Snape.
Yeah.
Just like, look at that, Harry.
Shit. Shit. I swear, on the way in, I saw a little bunny
Mr.
rabbit
Potter.
that was fucking a bird.
What if, Snape would turn into the dog to shit so Harry would step in the pile?
Yeah.
And then when he's in potions class, he's like, seems you've got a turd on your shoe, Mr. Potter.
Like, how weird does this get?
I bet it gets freaky.
I bet it gets really fucking weird, you know?
It should, at least. Explore the realms of experience.
Yeah.
If you're in a magical world. Might as well.
It really makes me wonder. And of course, I think that everybody has thought about, gosh, if Peter Pettigrew was Scabbers and he's hanging around that entire family of boys going through their adolescence.
He's seen a lot of little boys jerk off.
He's seen a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
He has.
Yeah.
He's watched.
That would be something I would think he would comment on after he became human again, like, Ron, you've really got to stop all the jerking off.
Oh, Ron, you should really get that mole on your bollocks checked out.
Again, perfect Peter Pettigrew impression.
I thought so. That was pretty accurate. Pretty accurate if you ask me.
Yeah. Because it's books for kids, I guess she couldn't get into any of that. But it's real weird because there would be a lot of fucking in that castle. We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of horny teenagers who can give each other crazy ass potions and perform spells on each other.
Aborticus!
Like, I can't imagine that wizards have sex without their wands. Like, no. I bet to them that's like, what? You don't do, like, vibrate his penis? And stick it in? It's like, yeah. Like, of course.
Gagbolicus.
Yeah, of course that would happen. Wow.
It makes a man wonder.
Ooh, and it makes me wonder.
Makes me wonder about getting another pull. You ready for another one?
Yeah. And there's a wind on down the road. What are we drinking now?
We're going to have ourselves a little birthday beer that my student Mike brought me today at the studio. He brought me these old birthday beers that we're enjoying today. This is a Duvel.
Yeah.
Just a regular ass old Duvel. This is a Belgian golden ale. You ever had a Duvel before?
I have not.
Really?
No, I'm excited.
Oh, man. It's great. This is an 8.5er.
You know what? You just said your student Mike. That reminded me. We have a shout out for a Mike Kleeman who donated money to us on Patreon.
Woo! Thanks so much, homie.
Also wanted to shout out Alan Evans, who sent us a digital copy of us.
Nice.
Yeah, so we could do us in the future.
We could do us?
We could do us.
Ooh, we both do each other.
Also, the wonderful John Latour sent me the video game Harvester because he wants to see me play it.
Harvester?
When I start streaming games.
Sick.
Apparently it's a horror game. I haven't opened it or anything because when I do stream it, I want it to be my first experience with it.
Is it scurry? Is it a scurry game?
I read that it's real gross.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what it's all about.
Do you think that maybe people thought that the Shrieking Shack was haunted because what was going on is there was like a snake fucking an owl fucking a rabbit up there?
The Shrieking Shack and the Whomping Willow have been there for people to go fuck in animagus form.
F Shacks.
Yeah. It's the fuck shack, not the Shriek Shack.
Oh my god, dude. I think we're on to something here.
I do.
If there is not a Harry Potter erotic fan fiction that has explored all of this, I will be shocked.
I would be shocked too, because there's definitely a lot of Harry Potter erotic fanfic slash fic. A lot of Harry fucking Malfoy, Harry fucking Ron.
Plenty of that. I'll tell you. You don't have to search too hard to find that stuff. See what that Duvel does to you. It's a good brew.
Oh wow!
Right? It's a Belgian kind of thing.
Yeah, it is Belgian. It's got that bit of smokiness to it, but it's actually real crisp and clean.
It's less cloyingly sweet than a lot of Belgians too.
Yeah.
It is nice and light. I figured these kind of Belgian beers would make sense for this European Hogwarts atmosphere.
Right, obviously.
I think it makes sense. Okay, so we also get introduced to the boggarts in this. The boggart is a formless demon or ghoul.
This is a cool idea, really, that I think maybe comes from Halloween.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's the boogeyman. They refer to him as the shape. Like the boggart seems to me in a lot of ways to be somewhat that you project. I mean, we know this to be what the boggart is. You project onto it your fears, and that's what Michael Myers' mask does, is makes you project scary, terrifying whatever is behind those black eyes and that expressionless face. Like you project all the fear onto it.
It's a cheese pizza awaiting for your fears to top it.
Yeah.
Huh. See, this is a horror podcast.
Can you order fear on top of cheese pizza? Because I would like to try that.
Fear, please.
I'll have some fear.
Extra. Extra fear.
I think this is actually the one Harry Potter movie that we've done so far that is the closest to horror. Because we do have a werewolf in this.
Right.
Like, if a werewolf's in it, is it not horror ever?
Yeah, like, typically.
Monster Squad, which we've covered, a horror comedy, but werewolf, like...
Do you think Lupin had nards? I think
he
Lupin
didn't, because it showed it showed very clearly his crotch. What happened to his dick?
Yeah.
What y'all done to homie's dick?
Aww.
Lupin.
Bless his heart.
But I think this is, the most horrific so far. I think it gets, in the books especially, way worse.
Yes.
I mean, when, like, Fenrir Greyback mauls Lavender Brown and shit, like, that in the 7th book.
Yeah.
Like, there's some horrendous stuff in there. Yeah, but I think this, a kid's horror, maybe?
Maybe. A little light horror action.
I don't know there's any scares in it, though. It just has a ghost, or it had... This is the last one, I think, that has ghosts in it, right?
Okay, I want to talk about them ghosts.
Okay.
Because the ghosts are very downplayed in the series.
I forgot. There is one in Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But
that's right.
Anyway.
It's like the...
Rowena Ravenclaw, yeah.
Right, the Crimson Ghost or whatever his name is. No, that's the damn Misfits mascot.
Yeah, Ghost. No. It's Rowena Ravenclaw. She leads them to played by Kelly MacDonald.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the ghosts are really underplayed in the movies. In the books, they're like, there's a house ghost. You got Nearly Headless Nick and all that stuff. Nick is not in this one. Peeves isn't in any of them. He's a poltergeist, so technically.
Yeah. I'm fine with them having taken Peeve out.
It's an okay thing to cut that out. But there's something that did strike me as kind of odd about the ghosts in this.
Okay.
So there's a scene where it's kind of panning through, I think it's the Great Hall during one of the feasts, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
And as it's kind of doing this sweeping shot, a spectral man on a horse
with a head.
Yes.
But he has a head.
He has a head.
Like regularly people have heads, but he's also holding a head.
Yes.
That is not his current head.
His steed kind of jumps through a window.
And there's spectral glass.
Spectral glass. There's ghost glass, Steve.
I didn't like that either.
This is highly confusing to me. This is extremely confusing to me.
He should just phase right through it.
I should think so. Because otherwise, like, when a ghost walks through a kid, should it, like, fucking split him in twain?
Well, one does walk through a kid in this. And
I know.
They just say, gross.
Like, oh, it's cold.
Yeah.
I can feel your evil inside of me.
I wish they had said that.
Ooh, gross. I can feel your evil inside of me.
Your evil inside of me.
But what's the story there? So he jumps through a spectral window, the ghost of a window. How long do ghost shards remain on the floor?
Windows have souls?
What about that? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, what about that soul of that window? It lives on immortally? How confused do you think that ghost horse is, too?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? It's riding around through fucking ghost glass windows and shit. Walking through kids. This horse is just like, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
I bet that horse is an animagus and he's into it.
See, like, it opens up all of this stuff, man.
He's like, yeah, let's go through the ghost
Ride me for eternity, bro.
We'll run at the kids.
Like, this all gets really weird.
Yeah, it does.
When you see every animal in the series and you're like, maybe that's just a dude.
Yeah. I know from reading history on Pottermore.
Yeah.
That one wizard allegedly had a Patronus that was a giant. Like, apparently it could be mythical creatures and shit too. Like, and so,
but giants are real creatures in the Harry Potter universe,
right? I know, and like people could turn in the animagus that could turn into very strange things. Like, there's a lot more to it in the Pottermore stuff you might want to look into, but I really think there's a lot of interesting stuff there. If there were just like some Harry Potter offshoot books that were like not for kids, like you do not want your kids reading this because it gets freaky as shit.
Hogwarts by Dark.
Yep.
The Red Shoe Diaries, Harry Potter edition.
The Red Robe Diaries.
Yeah. What would be like a taxi cab's confessions kind of thing?
The night bus confessions.
Night bus confessions.
Night bus confessions.
They just put somebody in that night bus and they're like, this one time I fucked a tortoise. Then I found out it was a man.
I was confused.
It's very strange, very erotic. I'd never been so turned on in all my years.
And then Noah Fielding gets out of the taxi. Some of our British listeners will think that's funny, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Because you kind of sounded like Noah Fielding.
Okay, I'll take your word on that one.
Yeah, and it's also sounded like something he would say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I fucked a tortoise once.
Yeah.
How about that night bus? How about like maybe we add in a shrunken stereotypical Jamaican
didn't
head?
love that.
I think they did that just so we can go boy.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Beach.
Red Stripe. Hooray beer.
Jerk chicken.
Adam Duritz's hair.
Why did they have that in there? Like, I remember even seeing this in theaters the first time, and as soon as that thing started talking, I was like, okay, now what is this now?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think they overdrew that whole night bus thing because they wanted maybe it to be a ride. Is it a ride at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, maybe?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I bet it will be in the future.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah, because it's useless, really. We don't learn anything from it.
I got the impression, too, that whole thing with the shrunken head was all completely a post-production decision.
Yeah.
Nobody ever interacts with it.
Well, to do that, they used the Matrix bullet time with like the surrounding cameras.
Yeah.
To make, I don't know why they put so much investment into it.
Was that necessary?
No.
It was pretty much like a fucking boglin.
All we needed
from when we were kids. You remember boglins?
Yes. All we needed was for Stan Shunpike to show Harry the Daily Prophet with Sirius on the front.
Yeah.
We didn't need it to get wacky. No. I mean, I guess it's probably fun for some kids, but for me, as an adult, it was like, whatever.
About Sirius on that newspaper.
Yeah.
Why is he hooping and hollering like a maniac when he's an innocent man?
Yeah, exactly. Also, help me understand this.
I don't know if I can.
The Grim, right?
Yeah, the black dog.
Okay, so it's a warning. About what?
Impending death in traditional mythology.
Right, but in this case, no.
No,
in this case, it's like, you're going to see Sirius.
Oh, it's your godfather, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. Or it could be a warning about Lupin. Like, I never really thought deep into it until I was watching it again. And like, in the Quidditch match, he goes up and he sees
in the clouds,
the Grim in the clouds.
It looks really cool, by the way.
It does look really cool.
Shot.
And I didn't check to see if it was in the book, but I believe it is.
Oh, that was actually not intended for Harry. That was intended for Cedric Diggory, who gets hit by lightning.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was for somebody else.
Okay. But in this, not the case. In this, it's just like we keep seeing it, and then it's a warning for no reason.
No,
because
not really.
Nothing negative comes of meeting Sirius. It's only positive.
It's all very misleading.
Yeah.
It's all unreliable narrative.
Yeah.
And also characters deliberately keeping information out of Harry's path.
Yeah. I mean, some of that is understandable because Dumbledore has told them that there might be a connection between Harry and Voldemort and not to reveal certain things to him. But a lot of the stuff would have nothing to do with Voldemort. Like if, for instance, Remus were to say like, oh, Mooney Padfoot Prongs, that's me and your dad and our pals Sirius Black and Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah.
And then Harry could have said, Sirius Black was your friend? What do you mean? And then there could be a bunch of more like explanation that again would have no effect on his connection with Voldemort. Right. Voldemort learning all this would be like, yeah, I know. So what? It's useless the way they keep so much stuff from him.
Yeah, and it kind of continues through the whole movie because, like, whenever Harry sees Sirius the first time, he is the big dog, and it's like growling at him and like acting super aggressive, like he's gonna kill him.
In the book, it's just a big dog.
Yeah, it's just like in an alleyway or in the bushes or something like this. It is more like a spectral like warning kind of thing. But in this dog is acting like it's about to fucking kill him, and it's like, oh, you're my godson, aren't you? Oi, you know why? And then like later on, they get to the Shrieking Shack. They're playing the whole pronoun game. Kill him! We gotta kill him!
Yeah.
And like Lupin is pointing his wand at Sirius.
Okay,
fuck, why?
I read that chapter just to see because like in the chapter in the book, it all makes sense. Harry is angry at Sirius and is not listening to him, but Sirius is making an effort to say very clearly what he needs to tell him.
Yeah, and Harry is just like, shut up, you murdered my family.
Yeah,
like, he's like shutting him down.
In the books, it all makes sense because this is the guy he knows to have murdered his family.
Yeah.
In this, it's just like a whole lot of pronouns thrown around instead of just being clear. All they need to say is immediately, that rat is Peter Pettigrew. He's an animagus. You know what animagi are because you know that McGonagall is a cat lady.
Yeah.
They would all be like, oh, okay. So, and then Peter Pettigrew killed your parents.
Got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, they're way more experienced than Harry, and Harry's a terrible wizard. Why wouldn't they just go Expelliarmus immediately when they walk in?
Dunzo. Also, why does Harry's Expelliarmus blast Snape across the fucking room?
I don't know.
Why does it work so well when he's using Hermione's wand?
I don't get it.
Also, why doesn't he get in trouble when he's using magic during the opening goddamn scene of the movie? Okay, that was
the worst. That was inexcusable because the movie itself then has a thing where, you know, his Aunt Marge gets blown up and whatnot, and he has to meet with Cornelius Fudge, who's talks to him about not using magic outside of school.
In the book, yeah.
But in the movie also, he's like, it's no big deal, but it's still a thing. Like, I had to bring you here because of it.
Yeah. Well, in the book, if you'll remember, like, the thing with Marge happens at the first. He blows her up, she inflates and blows away and stuff. And then he gets his letter of expulsion from the school. And he's like, oh shit, I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And then, he gets on the night bus, he goes to the inn, and he meets up with Fudge, and Fudge is like, we're going to sponge that from your record. You find out later because they're trying to keep him safe, because Hogwarts is the safest place for him while Sirius Black is on the loose. But in this, it's just like, yeah, you did magic outside of school.
No big deal.
Not a big deal. Even though in the last fucking movie...
It was a huge deal.
Yeah, and it wasn't even him doing the spell. It was like Dobby did the spell in the house, and it got him damn near kicked out of school.
And in the fifth movie, it's a gigantic deal.
Yeah. He was doing life-defending magic, getting these Dementors away.
So why is it just like a little fun thing where he's under his blankets
using his flashlight?
What the fuck? Like, because it is a flashlight in the books. He's just under his blankets reading books.
He's using a torch.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's a torch.
He's using a torch, isn't he?
I'm sure British listeners were like, "What? What is he talking about?
A flashlight.
A flashlight makes me want to go out in the garden and shoot myself."
Crikey. That's right, isn't it? Crikey?
Crikey, yeah.
I thought so.
Throw another shrimp on the Barbie, of course. As no one says in Australia, as they call them prawns.
Oh, I thought we were doing England shit.
Sorry. Oh, right. No, I mean, England, of course. They also call them prawns.
I messed up on that one.
Damn it.
The Dementors look great. Dementors look cool.
They do. The CGI actually looks fine still.
It kind of does.
I mean, not all the CGI in this movie, but that CGI still kind of looks good.
That looks pretty good. And this is in that era where it's like we had just had the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Ring Wraiths. The Ring Wraiths, the Dementors, obviously very similar. Yeah. Black hooded individuals. Mm-hmm. But they found a way to make the Dementors in this look really cool. There's something about like their bulbous heads and like singular mouth openings that almost look like octopi to me.
Yeah.
You know, those long like squids and octopuses and stuff kind of look like that. And the way they're so like thin and bony and float so slow.
Right.
I love that one. It was like kind of like Actually, there's one of several great little cut scenes through the movie that show passage of time.
Right,
like
and they're just outside the
castle. And it like wilts all those flowers. Right. It does like that time lapse.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That is cool.
Very, very neat. And I love all the Whomping Willows shaking the leaves off and stuff. That's all really neat.
I think the werewolf doesn't look great
Werewolf doesn't look great. No.
It looks sort of PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It looks like video game graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the design. I like that it's this long, spindly, kind of like dog soldiers.
And that he's not actually covered in hair, because that is always a weird thing to me with werewolves. Like, they suddenly sprout all this long hair.
Yeah, he's kind of mangy.
Yeah, he's just got hair where a human would have hair, but he's mostly skin.
He's kind of puppish, though. He doesn't really look
He looks like a puppy.
Yeah, and he's like a full-grown man who's been a werewolf his whole life, pretty much. So, seems like it would have been a more man-like, wolf-like thing. This seemed more like a werepup.
Right.
A were-puppy.
A were-puppy.
But overall, the CG and stuff in this does look a lot better, especially than the first two. This is a big leap, going from the second one where everything looked like it was made of rubber.
There is a lot of puppeteering in this, too. There is a lot of practical, like the frogs and the rat. Like,
And there's even like some weird up-close magic and illusions in this. Did you know about this?
What?
Yeah, there was an actual like magic consultant that they hired to be on set.
Wow. And he revealed his secrets?
He did.
He's a traitor. Wow.
It was Chris Angel.
Chris Angel? What a fuck mind fuck. Mind freak. A fuck mind.
That one.
The thing he does.
That one. That's the thing.
Where he looks like an emo guy and whatnot.
But they had this actual like magic consultant guy on set at all times, and he's in the movie for one brief second.
Okay.
And it's funny because I was watching the movie the night of my birthday when I was super fucked up.
Yeah.
And I noticed this, and I just thought it was me just being a drunk idiot, but it turned out it was like, oh, that's actually just a bit of magic on screen at the time. Right whenever they get to the inn near the first of the movie where they meet, the Weasleys and Hermione and all that. There's that really nice long shot where there's all kinds of cool stuff going on in the background. There's all kinds of witches and wizards like mulling around. There's a poster of Sirius Black inexplicably screaming and carrying on.
I'm mad.
And there's a guy that's like, I guess one of the guys working the inn, and he comes up to a table and picks up like an empty wine bottle and like vanishes it.
Oh, okay.
That's the actual magic guy actually vanishing that bottle.
Dude,
That's not an effect.
That bottle went into the nether zone.
That's right. He banished it to the nether realm.
Wow.
On screen.
That's how magic really works, guys.
Pretty sure it is. So like little stuff like that shows that they really did care, and there's some good visual stuff. I love the way that the Monster Book of Monsters looks.
Yeah. That is great.
I love whenever that maid like opens up the door. It's like housekeeping and just like the wind and the light like blows her away. That's all cool stuff. There's good visual stuff. Buckbeak doesn't look that bad.
No, not too bad.
Still, again, kind of looks PlayStation-y.
Yeah, and they wanted to go with practical effects. Like, Kieran wanted to do all puppets. Like, none of it would have been CGI, but
wow,
with the time crunch, it would have just been so much over budget. Not that normally puppeteering would be more expensive than CGI, but when you need it done right now, of course, it's going to cost you a lot more money.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
But overall, I was pleased with the look of the Dementors. I like the way that the kids can wear their school clothes as they please, or just wear casual clothes.
Yeah, I like the casual clothes introduction because it's hard to connect to people who are wearing those damn robes. It's also just so weird to me how disconnected the first two are from the real world entirely.
Very much, yeah.
Where this brings in the clothing, and they seem much more like real kids instead of like kids from the 1800s or something wearing those robes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And like kind of the whole redesign of the castle that Kieran insisted on, like the castle on the grounds. Like I remember at the time being like, well, that's dumb. Like they just changed everything and didn't explain it. But watching it through for the podcast, and after having watched the first two and realizing that the first two looks like it's just like several different green screen sets. Yeah. And nothing is actually connected to each other at all.
Yeah, there's no sense of geography.
Yeah. Like I got the impression with this one that all of these things that seemed to me whenever I watched it the first time to be pretty pointless, like this huge buckbeak flying ride.
Right.
Or even there's one of those transitions that's just a bird flying through the grounds and then the Whomping Willow gets it at the very end. And it's just like...
Just flicks it?
Yeah. And it's like, well, that was fucking pointless. It's not. It's showing you the layout of how the grounds are actually set up. It's establishing physical continuity.
This is where this is in relation to that.
Yeah, because like in the first movie, if you just asked me, well, where's Hagrid's hut in relation to the castle? I'd be like, I have no fucking idea.
I have no idea, yeah.
Yeah, it all looks like it's on a set somewhere, you know? So I do like that they established that kind of physical, geographical continuity through the movie with that series of flybys and stuff.
Yep.
Let's talk about what is obviously going to be an ultra issue.
Let's hear it.
Time travel.
It's the worst. Why introduce it into a world of magic?
Why?
This movie is pretty much devoid of magic. There are magical things happening, but not a lot of people performing
There's
magic.
magical creatures. But yeah, you're right. Yeah. Not really a lot of like magic combat or spells or really anything.
And so to throw in a device that can travel in time is like, what genre is this?
Yeah, and it just opens up so many fucking problems.
Yeah, that they have to close by destroying all the time turners in the 5th book.
By saying that was a bad idea. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, that is just basically an open confession of, I realize I broke the game when I introduced this
it absolutely breaks the universe entirely, because if you have time turners, why wouldn't you go back and save the Potters? Why wouldn't you go back and stop Voldemort? Like, why?
Yeah, there's countless things. And then it's also like, too, when you're talking about, okay, why would the ministry grant a child at this time? Yeah, I was going to say she's what, 10, 11?
Oh, I think they're supposed to be 12. Wait, they go 12? There when they're 8?
8, so 9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 11.
12 max. 10 to 12 years old.
Yeah.
And they would just like grant this to her because like, she seems to be good at class. Let's give her a device that could ruin all of the entire timeline of humanity.
You know what? They could have even... They could have even... like, there are so many solutions to have it not have time travel at all.
Yes.
But they could have even kept the time turner in, just have it be one of those things where they're like, every semester we choose one student from each year, and they get to take 2 classes at the same time using the time turner. It's like, okay, like, I mean, it would have to be the only one and very rare and only be able to be used for like an hour.
That is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
This is the solution of the whole time turner thing of like, well, why don't you go back in time and kill Wizard Hitler?
Right.
Why don't you go back in time and save Harry's parents?
Right. Because
just say the fucking thing can only go back an hour.
1 hour, and they found out 3 hours later that his parents were dead. Yeah. So couldn't go back and save him.
Couldn't do it.
It's
exactly.
a shame.
Yeah. So that would make you able to go take this, 50-minute class, go make it, go back in time an hour, make it to the other 50-minute class, go back or whatever. That would make sense, but they don't even say that. It's just like, I don't know, you can go back in time till whenever, I guess.
Yeah.
It's never clearly defined. And here's the thing, too, is like, not only did they grant like an 11-year-old kid permission to use a time-altering device, which could severely damage every fucking thing.
And they just gave it to her. It's not like she has to go to McGonagall's office to use it. She just carries it with her all the time.
She has it on her fucking neck all the time. Not only that, but they gave it to a student who every year so far has gotten in trouble.
Yep. They gave it to the student who they knew. But, I mean...
Like, honestly, like, Draco would be a better candidate to get this thing. He's gotten in less trouble than them.
That's true.
I mean,
he's been evil, but he's not really gotten in trouble.
No. He had to go and, explore the Forbidden Forest in that first movie.
Yeah, but that was his punishment, for being out late, right?
Yeah.
They were both out of the room.
He was catching them out at Hagrid's hut with the dragon egg and shit. Yeah. But it's like they're giving this away willy-nilly to a student who might be gifted. Right. Why is it that fucking important that she take all these classes anyway? I mean, does all of wizard life depend on it? That it's worth giving her this time-turning device?
Yes, exactly. Something with so much power should not be in the hands of a child. Any child, honestly. Like, there's no reason... Like, she could be the best 11-year-old ever. I still wouldn't give her a time travel device.
No, fuck no.
I mean, Hermione may be the best 11-year-old ever.
Could be.
So maybe there was a judgment call there where Dumbledore's like, well, I would.
Yeah, it's really a big issue. And of course, there's all kinds of time continuum problems. Of course, anytime you have time travel, there's always
it's a bad thing to introduce into the series.
Because the entire first storyline we see seems to be being affected by their time travel already. Harry gets hit in the head by that rock, that vase shatters, all kinds of stuff. So we're seeing that already timeline B is affecting timeline A before timeline B is even introduced. So I guess that means that all time exists simultaneously.
Right.
I don't fucking really understand.
But then when they see Dumbledore coming out of,
he seems to be aware of what's going on.
But when they have done the time travel and fixed everything, and then they see him, he seems to not know what they're talking about.
Yeah, he's
which
like, I have no idea
doesn't
what you're
fit
talking
with
about.
the way the time travel worked before.
I don't fucking
It
know.
would make more sense that he comes out and he's like, I'm glad you've accomplished it. And it just happened within the 5 seconds that he walked out the hospital wing.
Yeah.
That would be more in line with what they did up to that point with time travel. Yeah, time travel is just a bad thing to introduce.
What a fucking dickhead Dumbledore is, too, to be like, you know what? I am the most powerful wizard on Earth, but I'm going to leave it to you kids to go back in time. This should work out fine.
I really do think that the 6th book justifies everything that Dumbledore had been doing because he wanted to train Harry and his friends to be able to search for these Horcruxes. And that's great. That all does fix it. But at this time, it's like, are you fucking serious? Like, what?
You're sending children back in time where they could
and then
die
also,
like 100 times over.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh.
Because maybe. Right?
Interesting question.
In a dog form.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know, man. That's just one of those things. You can't really elegantly introduce time travel and not have it cause problems.
You can't introduce time travel into anything and not have it be the entire subject of everything ever.
Yeah.
If time travel exists, it's all you need to deal with. If you can do it, you can solve everything.
And that's the thing, is because of the time travel, finale of this movie, it makes that kind of middle 3/4 where suddenly it's like, okay, they'd been like, oh, Sirius Black, he's in the castle, he's going to get Harry. Like, nothing's really going on that much. And then it's like, oh, Ron's getting dragged under a tree by a dog. Oh my God, I'm in a shrieking shack. Oh my God, Peter Pettigrew.
All right,
blah, blah, blah.
This is the climax of the movie.
It just floors it out of nowhere.
40 minutes later, we're at the end of the movie because there's a whole nother story after the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
That's
it makes
about
the pacing
time travel.
really, really strange right there. It gets really odd. And again, I really noticed it this time through because I was watching the movie, not just having it on.
Yeah, you're paying full attention to what's supposed to be happening. And it's like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It seems like there was a cleaner, more elegant way for them to tell essentially the same story about Harry meeting a bunch of people that knew his parents.
Yeah.
That's the really important thing to me. Is that it's about Harry meeting people that knew his parents and their shared stories about his parents.
Right, so he learns about his parents. He learns more about his own history. And
learns
stuff.
he has family left over.
Learns he has family,
too.
He has people that care about him.
Yeah. There's ways that you could have done that without the Shrieking Shack. Like, just imagine if all of that hullabaloo in the Shrieking Shack would have taken place in the Forbidden Forest or in Hagrid's hut.
Yeah.
Like, you can avoid the whole, well, we don't really have to tell why there's a Whomping Willow. We don't really have to have that tunnel going to the Shrieking Shack.
I think that at that point they just cut so much from the books, they were like, can't cut everything.
Yeah. Odd choices that they made. There's a few other things in this movie. I just want to put out a couple little side notes of my very funny, slightly inebriated notes.
Let's hear this.
That I made right here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that they're in the movie whenever they're on the Hogwarts Express. They're in their little cabin there. Mm-hmm. It's our main three plus a sleeping Lupin.
Yeah.
Dementor attacks. Look out. Lupin wakes up, saves him. I think that's just some hidden commentary that we should arm our teachers.
Oh, hell.
Keep our students safe.
That'll stop school shootings. If teachers have guns to shoot back at the school shooting, the school shooting will not have taken place because of time turners.
Exactly right. If Lupin hadn't had a wand...
Yeah.
They'd have been screwed.
Think of the dumbness of that logic. A gun in a teacher's hand will stop a school shooting. The school shooting is in process when he is shooting at them. It doesn't stop it.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Anyway.
Parvati turns her Snake Boggart into something worse.
Yes, that's what Emily said last night. She was like, "That's way scarier."
Not better.
Yeah,
not better. I think the whole class would have been like, "Oh,
what
not
the
better."
fuck? Pravati's a freak.
I was gonna say maybe this is like subtext, like
She's
Pravati is like a fucking maniac, dude.
Yeah, if she ran into Pennywise, she'd be like, "I'm sliding down there. What's up, buddy?"
What if that was supposed to be Pogo the Clown, aka John Wayne Gacy?
That's what comforts her, is thinking of John Wayne Gacy.
There's a snake,
I
and
can
she's
have
like,
boys buried under my house.
And then suddenly Pogo the Clown appears.
Yeah. And then Lupin just stops the lesson. He's like, Pravati, we need to have a discussion.
We're concerned. One other fun observation.
Okay.
So Ron gets drugged by the leg under the Whomping Willow.
Right.
By the dog, right? Mm-hmm. In the book, it like breaks his leg.
Yes, he's got a real serious injury.
In this, he just kind of gets like a little scratch, like his jeans get torn.
Right, but
he's not immobilized or anything like that.
But they still have to take him to the hospital wing and all that stuff, yeah.
And whenever he's taken up above ground, he's sitting there with Hermione, and he's like, I think they're gonna have to amputate.
Which makes no sense. It's a joke in this, basically.
I think it's revealing that Ron has some really severe body dysmorphia. He's one of those people that's just like, I'm not supposed to have two legs. This is my perfect excuse to get this damn other leg taken off.
I've always felt like my right leg was alien.
Exactly.
That is a syndrome.
He's looking for an excuse for his body modifications to start, dude. That
is a strange syndrome.
Boy, that's something I can't understand right
Alien
there.
hand syndrome, I think it's called, where basically you feel like a limb or something is not yours. It doesn't belong to you, yeah.
And I mean, there's people that were like, I feel like I should have been born blind, and they fucking pour Drano in their eyes and stuff. Like,
it's crazy.
I don't get it. I mean, but then again, we've already covered that there's people in the wizarding world that are like, I just want to be an animal. Maybe I'm a fuck beak.
Fuck beak.
The town slut hippogriff. Fuck beak.
He shows up at the door like, hey, what's up?
You got to bow before me, or do I bow before you?
All right, yeah.
Dude, this movie is very problematic.
Yeah, I used to think it was one of the better movies.
Me too.
Now I feel like I don't hate it.
No,
but
it's Harry Potter. It's like
really,
automatic 3.5 points for being a Harry Potter movie.
And it really was important for making the future movies better.
Yeah, absolutely so. Again, like I said, I think the tonal change was really fast. I think that there should have been more of a tonal change in 2 to make 3 a more natural progression. I don't think it's any fault of 3. I think it's more the fault of 2 to have the sudden change.
That was the fault of such a fast turnaround. They were shooting the first one, sent it out, started shooting the second one before it was even shown.
But it's still enjoyable to me because it's just getting to see some of the things that I saw in my imagination as I read the books come to life. You know? Yeah. But that being said, if I hadn't read the books, this movie wouldn't make a goddamn lick of sense.
It really doesn't.
A lick of sense, dude. Like I said, just the whole blatant, no explanation of who made the map, which, by the way, love the map design.
It looks great.
It's like this multi-tier like
I
folding
liked
thing.
that a lot. I was trying to figure that geometry out. It was like, basically, if there was a door, there was a part of the map you could pull open that then showed you what was behind that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. How come the twins never noticed Peter Pettigrew on the map? It would have been like, oh, Peter's in the room with us, sitting on Ron's lap.
Do they know who Peter Pettigrew is?
But wouldn't they have been
like... Oh, my
God,
they would have noticed that. Yeah. Definitely, because... Yeah, what?
I know. Wouldn't they have fucking noticed?
They definitely would have.
Yeah. Major issue.
That's huge. I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
That's a major issue with the book itself.
Yeah, because I just kind of thought of that. I was like, they'd never really addressed that in the book either.
Yeah,
so.
They definitely would have been looking at the map and been like, all right, where's Ron? Ron. Looks like he's got another boy sitting on his lap. We should ask him about that.
Like, oi, look, Ron's in the bathroom
Perfect
again.
Fred/George impression.
Thank you. Oi, George, look, Ron's in the bathroom having himself another wank, isn't he? Who's Peter Pettigrew in there watching him? He's just sitting stock still watching Ron. What in the world?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and then Fred's like, yeah, George, yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. But it looks good. Gorgeous movie. Again, best camera work and stuff of the series so far. Soundtrack, John Williams last, but it's very good. It's all pretty much all rehash of
it's pretty much all rehash. I mean, like, in future movies, we get some variations from different people who, but it's good. I mean, it's John Williams. It's probably a little more dark than 1 or 2, but not much. There's not a huge variation from the first 2.
Yeah. Going off of what I gave the last one, I gave Chamber of Secrets I think 3.5.
Okay.
Because it's just such a slog of a movie.
Yeah.
I want to say I gave Philosopher's Stone like a damn 10, just because it's just.
Oh yeah, I think we
fun.
probably both did, because it was my introduction to the Harry Potter series. Watching that movie.
Yeah, exactly, and it doesn't really have too many holes in it or anything. It's just a fun watch. Bad acting and stuff. Of course,
it's not. I mean, definitely, if you were to rank them, you wouldn't put it at number 1, but it's important.
This one is definitely not as good as the first one. It's definitely better than the second one.
Okay.
I think if the second one's a 3.5, I'm going to say that this one is I think a 4.5. It's still really fucking long. It's still long.
It is
it's
long,
like 2 hours, 20 minutes. I don't think that
it's got that sort of Return of the King thing where it's like, oh, the end. Nope. Oh, here's the... No. Oh, no.
And no.
Yeah. Though in Return of the King, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's deserved. Yeah, because at that point you'd already had.
You're like, oh, keep going, don't ever end. Yeah.
So if I'm tossing this thing a 4.5, where do you sit on this?
I like this better than the first one because the acting's so much better.
Yeah, the acting in the first one is shit.
So I'm gonna, but I probably rated the first one a 10, and I wouldn't rate this a 10. I would say it's probably about a 5.5. No. I'd rather watch The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Sorry, Veronica. Autopsy of Jane Doe is your 5.
So, 4.75.
Oh, just slightly higher than me.
A little more than you, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know that we just made a lot of people mad because a lot of people do absolutely love this movie.
Oh, that's fine, and I hope you keep loving it, and don't look for flaws in it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
if you stop and think about it, you'll find some shit really, really, really easily. So thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to be talking about another fan pick, another Patreon pick next week.
Yes, we are. We're talking about Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
So excited to do these Kiwi accents.
Oh, God. Yeah, so go ahead and apologize to our Kiwi listeners, and go ahead and, I guess, psych up our Aussie listeners for making fun of people from New Zealand.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I was going to say, they don't like being confused with New Zealanders, but they do love making fun of them. So tune in for Dead Alive next week, directed by the great Peter Jackson. This is a super fun movie.
Yeah, I love it.
If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend that you watch it. It is a horror comedy.
And be expecting that. Horror comedy.
Yeah, it's not a straight
wacky from time to time.
Extremely. Yes. Yeah, it's like a damn Bugs Bunny.
And it's Peter Jackson,
movie.
Director of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The guy as Peter Jackson started out with this, and it's awesome.
One of the most disgusting, gory. For a long time, it was the goriest movie
it was
ever
insane.
made.
Yeah,
that lawnmower scene, dude. Holy shit! It's been a long time since I watched this too, so I look forward to checking it out. So you guys be sure to tune in for that there next time. In the meantime, you guys be sure, if you like our show here, be sure to support us on Patreon. We got all kinds of tiers and stuff y'all can choose from. Even just $1 a month. I know that don't sound like much. That's less than a dang old cup of coffee from the Dunkin', but
it'll get you a shout out on the show. Maybe think about it like this: if you got your own podcast, just put your podcast name as your Patreon name.
Free
shout out for your podcast.
Yeah, free
$1. Yeah. There you go.
That's more than worth it when you put it that way.
If it's your band, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Literally don't care. If you're giving us $1 a month, you will shout out whatever it is you want us to shout out.
Well, we've got $1 coming in here from an InfoWars.
Oh, that would be an issue. Yeah. If you're a white supremacist, I'll refund your money immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you put Hitler or whatever.
Keep your dollar.
Keep your dollar forever. I don't want it.
You guys can follow us on the social media all over the place. We everywhere. We blowing up the internet.
It's true. At Dead Lovely Pod on Twitter, Instagram. We got Dead and Lovely Horror Movie Podcast group on Facebook. Patreon.com/Dead and Lovely.
YouTube.
YouTube. We got YouTube that still doesn't have a.
Yep, waiting to get our custom URL.
Custom URL. So just look. Seriously though, if you go to YouTube and put in Dead and Lovely, it'll be first Dead and Lovely Tom Waits, and then Dead and Lovely Horror.
Boom.
That's us.
We're not Tom Waits.
We're not Tom Waits. If you just want to send us money, if you don't want to
do Patreon. Some people have religious affiliations against Patreon.
Yeah, I get that. Whatever. If
we'll take your money, though.
A Jehovah's Witness? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll take your money however you want to send it to us.
What's that? PayPal at?
PayPal.me Dead and Lovely. Yeah. PayPal.me/Dead and Lovely. Send it on over.
And if you got some beers from your local town that you'd like us to check out, be sure to drop us an email, and we'll give you an address you can send us some beers to. We'd love to check them out and talk about them on the show.
Cool stuff.
So where can they email us?
deadandlovelypod@gmail.com.
Booyah. You guys be sure to send us a message. We'll send you an address. Well, in the meantime, it's been fun taking another trip down to Hogwarts. I always love talking about these movies and books and everything.
So much fun.
There within. I look forward to exploring the vast world of magical zoological sex practices, prison wine, and more on a future installment. I guess next we got Goblet of Fire coming up.
Yep.
Which is also problematic, but I like the movie.
Yeah. I think that's an enjoyable movie, but it definitely gets far away from the book.
Yeah. And if this is one of your first episodes you've ever listened to, trust me, they're all like this.
Yep, this is it. Yeah. If you enjoyed this, continue. If you didn't enjoy it, please continue. There are tons of other podcasts you can peruse while also still downloading ours.
Yeah, there you go.
And you could just keep it in your phone forever.
Maybe you do. Well, you guys have been goddamn fantastic. We've been Dead and Lovely, and we'll be seeing you guys next time. Expecto Patronum.
Whoa, bro.
He summons my bro.
Hey, bro. He summons fucking Baja Jacket for
you guys want to get in my Geo Metro?
And then all these like monsters and demons and stuff are just like, no.
I don't want to go with that guy, man.
We'll be leaving. The Dementors are just like, God damn. He's going to start playing Santeria on that guitar in no time.
Immediately.
We're out of here.
He can play the guitar like a plink, 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 plink.
Yeah,
plink,
like a motherfucking right.
Plink.
Then produces a pretty shitty guitar solo.
Yeah.
Product does not perform as advertised.
Not what expected, yeah.
We'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Why are you singing that way?
Take a deep breath and get real high and I
scream at the top of my lungs.
What's going on?
She could definitely be like on the ministry of silly singers. For sure, like on the silly singing
Okay, so it's
board.
her, Aaron Neville, Zoe Deschanel.
The meeting is now in
Tiny
session.
Tim.
Tiny Tim, yeah. Zoe would definitely be on there. Bob Dylan.
Yeah, Bob Dylan.
We've got some new orders to discuss in the ministry of silly singers. Okay. Macy Gray could also be really high on that list. Boy, what a weird voice. She's one of those that I remember hearing her and being like, who decided this would be a hit?
Grover. I feel like Grover is the one who picks
He's
all
making
of
all
these
the
people.
choices.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Grover and Animal. Animal's he plays the drums in the background while they're singing.
Yes.
Yes.
Might be onto something right there. They decide who makes the hits for tomorrow.